right, boys, welcome one and all to the Ringside Generals watch-along of Game 5 of the Stanley Cup Finals. Thank you guys so much for joining in. All right, let me quickly adjust some audio before we get started. I just need to make sure everything's connected in the right way. All right, just give me 1 second. Let me just make sure if I unmute this, will this show up over here? All right. We got some technical difficulties going on, but we'll figure it out. So this is going to be a very compelling game. Let me start off by getting a nice little sip of Celsius in there, though, as we always start. Give me a moment. The ASMR General is back. That's excellent. Alex says the #1 troll is here from his own. Oh my God. Oh my God. You yap too much. All right. Yep. You're back as usual. Welcome back, Alex. It's good to see you here. Florida Panthers in the chat. The actual team? Are you the admin? Florida Panthers says go Cats. We'll see about that. Alex says go Oilers. We'll see about that as much. Cookie B, we'll see about that as well, I should say. Cookie B's in the chat. Welcome in, everybody. Thank you guys so much for spending your Saturday evening, your Saturday night with us. This is the one day I get off in the week. I have a 6-day-a-week rotation, so it just felt right to have the one day I had off to spend it with all of you guys. So thank you guys so much for being a part of my Saturday evening. Let me get a quick sip again of that Celsius, man. For some reason, there seems to be something in the Celsius that makes it even better than usual. Can't really put my finger on what that may be, but this is spectacular stuff. Let me have one more sip. Oh my God, that's spectacular. Anyways, let's quickly preview what's going on in this game. This is actually the only game in the Stanley Cup Final so far with a one-day break between games. Every other game, and this has been slightly annoying to me as a fan, but every other game has had a 2-day absence in between games. And this is going to be an interesting one in this game because this has been a really back and forth series. I've talked a lot about momentum in the playoffs going between games because Elliotte Friedman believes that good teams don't let momentum go from game to game. When the momentum swings the other way, good teams are able to put an end to it in between games and they don't let it carry over to the next game. Yet after game 3, everybody seemed to count the Oilers out. They lost 6-1 in blowout fashion, and when they went down 3-0 in game 4, people were convinced that this series was over. Everybody seemed to feel a little bit vindicated when Connor McDavid and Leon Draisaitl didn't show up to start game 4. But after the spectacular comeback, it will be interesting to see whether that momentum that the Oilers finally got carries over to the beginning of this game in game 5. Given that there is a shorter amount of time in between games, for me, logically, I don't know if this makes sense from a hockey perspective, but as a fan, it seems logical that because there isn't as much time to dwell on mistakes or to learn from them, maybe you will see some of that momentum carry over to this game. So this is going to be a frenetic start. Both teams are going to have a lot of energy, but we'll see whether the Panthers are able to wear out the Oilers towards the end of this game as they start to get their feet underneath them. And also another point regarding the momentum thing, the Panthers are one of the best coach teams in the NHL. They're one of the most well-run locker rooms in the NHL. They have one of the best leadership groups in the NHL. They're the model that every other team in the NHL, almost to a frustrating degree, tries to copy. So if they let the momentum carry over from game to game, it's going to be a pretty big dent in Elliotte Friedman's theory. So we'll see what happens. But first, let's take a look at that line. Oh, Cookie B, I need to get better at responding to chat, man. I feel like I'm a bootleg streamer still. Cookie B says, what flavor? Let me check. Oh, I got watermelon. Celsius Live Fit watermelon here. Let me take another sip of that cocaina. Absolutely delicious, man. Major League Baseball is missing out. I don't care if something flags as cocaine in this, man. It's absolutely worth it. And just like that, I just got demonetized 15 minutes into the stream. That's absolutely wild. Let me take one more sip. All right, so anyways, let's take a look at the lines that will be responsible for the matchup between the Florida Panthers and the Edmonton Oilers. And I'll go through a few notes as I talk to some of these players. But the first line has Carter Verhaeghe alongside Alexander Barkov, the the Selke award-winning player this year is Alexander Barkov, alongside the second place in Selke voting, Sam Reinhart. And the reason I'm mentioning the Selke specifically is because this is a shutdown line, one of the very few lines across the NHL that is both a legitimate first line, but is also a shutdown line. So when people stat watch McDavid and say, well, McDavid's not doing anything because he has XYZ amount of goals and oh my God, he's a playoff choker, that's absolutely ridiculous because he's up against two of the best. Let me take that back. He's up against the two best defensive forwards in the entire NHL. And we'll talk about the defensive side of things along the blue line a little bit later, but everybody knows that the Panthers are one of the best built teams of the modern era. And this first line is picture perfect when it comes to stopping a superstar on the other team. But before I move on to the second line, I want to point out one thing about Carter Verhaeghe. Verhaeghe's on a 5-game point streak. All right, this is a guy who's coming up on fire. So putting him on the first line and allowing guys like Matthew Tkachuk and Sam Bennett to play on that second line, and we'll talk about the third line and how dominant they are in a second, but putting Verhaeghe on the first line frees up the second line to be one of the most dominant, overpowering second lines in the entire NHL. So the fact that he is coming into this game extremely hot is going to be very important for the Panthers, because if he can contribute a lot of the offense of the first line, the Panthers are going to have 3 legitimate lines who can kill you and are overpowering in every facet of the game. Verhaeghe has 6 points in the first four games of the Stanley Cup Final, and Florida is going to be relying on him in that first line role as more of an offensive player who can also get dirty in the corners. But relative to the other two players, he's much more of an offensive player. He's been much more of an offensive player so far in the Stanley Cup Final, and the Panthers are going to be relying on him to continue that trend in this game. The second line, Evan Rodriguez, we'll talk about him a little bit later, but he's more of a complementary player to the other two absolute superstars that are on the second line of the Panthers. When I tell you that Sam Bennett and Matthew Tkachuk would be on the first line of probably 25 to 30 other teams, I am not exaggerating. There have been talks about Sam Bennett earning a $10 million per season, $10 million AAV contract in free agency. It sounds like he's going to return to the Panthers on something around an 8x8 contract, which is more than fair for him. I mean, you had both Sam Reinhart sign on a very team-friendly deal to stay in Florida. Now Sam Bennett's going to do the same. Matthew Tkachuk, even though he's making just south of $10 million per season, I mean, he's a much better player than a $10 million AAV player as well. You have a lot of guys all over this roster with very team-friendly contracts, and Sam Bennett, when he resigns, is going to be another one of those players. He's one of the best second-line centers in the NHL. He's, I actually don't know if he's still leading the NHL in playoff goals. I believe he is, but even if he's not, he's right up there with the top of the top in terms of goal-scoring production. Matthew Tkachuk and Alexander Barkov and Sam Reinhart, all three of these guys were the 3 standouts last year when the Panthers won the Stanley Cup. All 3 of those guys have been really quiet to start the Stanley Cup. Of course, Tkachuk and Barkov and Reinhart have all really turned things up in the Stanley Cup Final. But when you think of a team like Florida and the depth that they have, the fact that they've been able to get by to the Stanley Cup Final almost without really any hurdle is a big testament to how good Sam Bennett and Brad Marchand have been, because they would not be in this position without them. And Sam Bennett, in his last 5 road games, keep in mind that this game is on the road, has 7 goals, 2 assists for 9 points and a +5. He has been insanely dominant in every aspect of the game. People focus a lot on the fact that he elbows a goaltender every chance he gets, but he's a hell of a player alongside that. And Matthew Tkachuk, I mean, you don't really need to introduce Matthew Tkachuk, but it is important to note, even though he did have a slow start to this this playoff run, he's been hot recently. He looked fully healthy yesterday. He was the best player for the Panthers in that 5-4 overtime heartbreak in Game 4. But in his last 8 games, he has 4 goals, 7 assists, 11 points, including 3 in that Game 4 that we were just talking about, and has been a +6. He's back to himself, and the fact that they're able to insulate him on that second line is remarkable. Second City Sports is looking for Parvis. For those of you who don't know, you guys need to join the Discord. If one of the mods can put a link to the Discord down below, I'd really appreciate that. But let me just get the audio going in the background. The game should be about to start relatively soon. So let me get the audio going real quick. Let me know if you guys can hear this.
The rest of the Florida Panther players are in, and he's been
You guys should be able to hear that. I know it's a little quiet, but I'm still talking. I'll put it a little louder when I'm done with the lineup information. The third line: Lucerinen, Anton Lundell, and Brad Marchand. My take is Anton Lundell would be one of the best second-line centers in the NHL. He's on the third line for Florida, basically as a baby Barkov, because the Florida Panthers are that good and that deep. It's going to be interesting to see how Lundell handles Sam Bennett re-signing on a long-term deal, because Lundell, if Sam Bennett re-signs, that logically stops Lundell from slotting into the second line role, which does suit his skill set. I mean, he's definitely good enough to be a second line center in the NHL, but Sam Bennett re-signing would kind of put a halt to that. Maybe he likes the role of being an insulated third line center, a matchup center on one of the deepest teams ever built, or maybe he has more ambition, and you might see him maybe go to a team like the Blackhawks. Who knows? But that's really far in the distant future. For now, he's one of the best third-line players in the NHL, alongside Brad Marchand. I mean, you really don't need an introduction to Brad Marchand, but on the road in the 2025 playoffs, he has 5 goals, 9 assists, 14 points and a plus 13, and I don't want to hear any promises about those fedoras, Second City. Those are just for mods. I'm already broke, and I'm going to be even more broke after we hit 1,000 subscribers. For those of you who don't know, I promised all the moderators in the Discord a custom-made fedora when we hit 1,000 YouTube subscribers, so be sure to subscribe so they get their little hats. But yeah, we'll see what happens there.
And her new assistant.
Just to be sure, you guys can see what I have on my screen, right? You guys can see the Twitter page with Brad Marchand on the road in the 2025 playoffs, right? I just want to make sure you guys are able to see that. But anyways, he's been unbelievable on the road in the playoffs, and it's perfect with the rad energy, right? Brad Marchand is a perfect fit for the identity of the Florida Panthers. The fact that they were able to get him as a third-line addition at the trade deadline is remarkable. And in a true rat way, he's even better on the road than at home. And these stat lines really prove that. So he's going to be a key part to facing the Edmonton Oilers here in Game 5 on the road. And the fourth line, who cares about the fourth line? You have Tomas Nosek, and you have 2 other guys on that fourth line. But moving on to the blue line, you have Gustav Forsling, Blackhawks legend Gustav Forsling. We've talked about him in the past. I mean, the fact that he was a waiver addition way back in the day, he's turned into one of the best defensive defensemen in the NHL. Another testament, when you talk about McDavid and you stat watch and you ignore, obviously he's putting the team on his back shift after shift, but the fact that you have one of the best defensive first lines ever made in the salary cap era, and you have one of the better defensive defensemen in the entire NHL alongside them, of course he's going to struggle to score. Of course the Oilers are going to need to rely a little bit more on their depth. But anyways, Gustav Forsling playing with Aaron Ekblad, who is an unrestricted free agent after this season. I think the Panthers are going to struggle to retain him. But the fact that they were able to get Seth Jones at the trade deadline really covers up for it. Because if Seth Jones was not here, everybody else is a left-handed defenseman. Aaron Ekblad would be the only right-handed defenseman. But Seth Jones being on that second line with Nico Mikkola, who's both of these players have been spectacular in these playoffs. Now, you know, it's hard for me to sit here as a Blackhawks fan and hate too much on Seth Jones because, of course, it's not a secret that he wanted his way out of Chicago. And as a Blackhawks fan, it's easy to be a bit of a hater when it comes to things like that. But he's been spectacular in these playoffs. But because I'm a Blackhawks fan and because I know a lot of you want to hate watch, I will note that Seth Jones last night, Seth Jones in Game 4, had 0 points, he had 3 giveaways, and a whole lot of time on ice with a -2. So he's coming off a bad game by his standards, especially the standard that he set for himself in the Stanley Cup Final. I mean, he was the best player against the Maple Leafs in Game 7. He's been spectacular all playoffs, but he is coming off a pretty bad game. So if you are hate watching, that's something to keep your eyes open for because maybe he'll carry over one bad performance with another. Nate Schmidt and Dmitry Kulikov are just fine on the third pairing given how deep the rest of this team is. And of course, in goal is Sergei Bobrovsky. Okay, we have some people yapping. We still have some time to quickly go through the Edmonton Oilers. Really quick, you have Ryan Nugent-Hopkins. He's clearly not 100%, but he's going to be playing on the left wing with Connor McDavid and Connor Brown. The crucial thing to note is that Corey Perry has been playing a lot on that first line when Draisaitl was overloaded on that first line. we've seen a lot of Corey Perry, McDavid, and Draisaitl on that first line, but they're really kind of dividing their magic a little bit, whether to insulate Ryan Nugent-Hopkins or to just spread out the magic against a very good defensive first line. The Oilers are opting to set their lineup up in this way. Let me get another sip of Celsius. You can probably tell I'm stumbling over my words.
And game 5, I can tell you from the Panthers side of things, they did their media availability at the airport yesterday.
Does Bro have to announce every sip he takes? Just for Alex, I'm going to turn this into ASMR. Take a listen.
Not skate, but they did have a full team workout at the team hotel.
Ringside General. Celsius, not sponsored yet. This is for Alex. You know you love it. All right, anyways, let's lock in, boys. Puck drop is in moments, and we need to lock in. All right, so we have McDavid, Nugent-Hopkins, and Connor Brown. Brown bringing some speed. He's much faster than he was last season. And the Oilers in general, we haven't really talked about this because we haven't had a watch-along in the first 4 games. The Oilers are a very different team than the team that they were last season. And we'll talk about the implications of that a little bit later in the stream. But this is a much deeper team than they were last year. Second line, you have Vasily Podkolzin with his mentor, Leon Draisaitl, alongside 40-year-old Blackhawks legend Corey Perry. I say that in a tongue-in-cheek way, of course. But one thing to note is that a fan favorite is Vasily Podkolzin. He was an addition this last offseason, and he will be skating with Draisaitl and Perry. And he is coming off a spectacular game 4. He had a goal and an assist for 2 points as a power forward, a bit of a bust with the Vancouver Canucks, but he's really found a role mostly in the bottom 6 with the Oilers, but now he's going to be playing in that middle 6 alongside a superstar in Leon Draisaitl. We'll see if he can build on that strong game 4 that he had. He is a physical presence. This is something that the Oilers have been missing a bit. They went out and traded for Trent Frederick to be a bit more of that 200-foot physical style of player. Of course, Zach Hyman is probably going to be out for the entire Stanley Cup Final. He is a bit of an energy piece for the Oilers, and he was a physical menace throughout these playoffs. So we'll see if Vasily Podkolzin is able to bring that same impact that Zach Hyman had in the top 6 alongside Leon Draisaitl and Corey Perry, the Rat himself. The third line, Jeff Skinner, playoff hero Jeff Skinner himself, alongside Adam Henrique and Trent Frederick. You're probably noticing no Kasperi Kapanen. So actually, you know, I'm not going to point this because puck drop is momentarily. But one thing to note is that Bruce Kurlock is one of the best guys to follow. If you want to know more about the analytical side of hockey, I strongly suggest following Bruce Kurlock. And he mentioned, this is not something that I noticed, but he mentioned that he's not surprised that Kapanen is out because he believes that Kapanen struggled with defensive assignments in the last couple of games. Kapanen's been a tremendous energy piece. He's put up points. He's been a key piece to the energy that the Oilers bring onto the ice every given game, but he has struggled with defensive assignments, so he's out of the lineup, and into the lineup comes Victor Arvidsson, who's been a healthy scratch recently. He's been mediocre in my opinion in these playoffs. He's kind of tripped over his own feet a few times, but he's going to be alongside Blackhawks legend Mattias Janmark and Evander Kane, who's recently been demoted to that 4th line after he took way too many penalties in recent games. The defensive pairings, Mattias Ekholm is a necessary piece for the Oilers. I mean, the Oilers won, what was it, 6-7, maybe, I don't even remember how many games they won without Mattias Ekholm. It is important to note, without Ekholm in the lineup, this is a very offensive blue line. You have Bouchard, you have Jake Wallman, the trade deadline acquisition, you have Brett Kulak, you have Darnell Nurse rotting on that 3rd pairing as a $10 million defenseman. You have Troy Stecher. You have nobody who is a true shutdown defenseman other than Mattias Ekholm. So when you think of the superstar talent that the Florida Panthers have, Mattias Ekholm is going to be the key to shutting that down. Evan Bouchard, he needs no introduction. Everybody knows how good he is. And Jake Wallman's been a standout. He was one of the key pieces to that comeback in Game 4. And it's going to be interesting to see him continue that momentum. I mean, it's impossible to say that Steve Yzerman won that trade. He traded away Jake Wallman alongside a 2nd-round pick to the San Jose Sharks in exchange for future considerations. And now Wallman is one of the key pieces on a Stanley Cup contender team in a 2-2 Stanley Cup Final tie. I mean, this is a guy who's been spectacular for the Oilers as a puck-moving defenseman in all 3 zones, and he's going to be a key to beating the Panthers in this game. we'll skip over the power play units. But the goaltender, this is another big story because it's not going to be Stuart Skinner in net. It's going to be Calvin Pickard. Calvin Pickard is 7-0 in these playoffs. Of course, Stuart Skinner is more of the quote-unquote starter. But first of all, the Oilers seem to play much better in front of Calvin Pickard. And second of all, he's 7-0. He fights like a you-know-what in the crease every given game. So it's going to be interesting to see if he can continue to 8-0. I saw an argument on social media the other day saying that if he wins out the rest of the Stanley Cup Final, maybe you can give him the Conn Smythe. I think that's completely ridiculous. I think the Conn Smythe is going to go to Leon Draisaitl if the Oilers win, especially if he's able to keep on the tremendous track that he's been on in the Stanley Cup Final. But, I mean, Calvin Pickard, if he's able to finish 9-0, who knows? And the injuries, Alec Regula, Blackhawks legend, is on IR. And, of course, the more impactful injury for the Oilers, Zach Hyman's out. He had surgery. By all reports, he's recovering well, but he's not going to be back for these finals. And he is one of the biggest identity pieces of the Oilers. When it comes to playing the Florida Panthers style, you need Zach Hyman in the lineup to do that. So the Oilers are going to need to rely on their own identity. You can't let the Panthers dictate the pace of the game. You need to have your superstars really pushing the pace and really getting through the neutral zone with possession. And the rest is going to be really interesting to watch. So with that being said, it was a nice little preview. But with that being said, let's take a step aside to really get situated with what's going on in this game. It's going to be a tremendous game. This is going to be a turning point in the series. A lot of people are predicting that whoever wins Game 5 is going to go on to win the rest of the Stanley Cup Final. Alex is mad at me for yapping still. He says, yeah, ringside, you need help. Okay, just get to the game. All right, we're at the game, all right? How's the audio, by the way? Is the audio okay? You want the game audio to be louder, quieter? Let me know. Let me know how the audio is, boys. We have some interesting little intermission activities as well. If you guys didn't notice, I mentioned this in the Discord, but thanks to all of your support, we are now a YouTube partner. It kind of feels surreal to say that. But yeah, I really appreciate the support. I wouldn't be able to do it without all of you. So what that means is not much until we hit 1,000 subscribers. I mean, I turned on super chats. I don't expect that to amount to anything. But once we hit 1,000 subscribers, things are gonna really change. So if you're not subscribed, be sure to go ahead and do that.
Keeps on working for up to 4 months. That's 120 days of days. Guaranteed or your money back. Roundup dual action.
And if you're somehow not in the Discord, thanks to Second City for pasting that Discord link. I believe it may also be in the description. I wrote that description when I was super sleep deprived last night. The description below this live stream. So if that link somehow doesn't work, be sure to check the description. I think there is a Discord link in that description as well. But if you're not in the Discord, be sure to join. It's always a great time. We got Alex cussing in the chat, boys. I mean, my goodness. Somebody came in on edge today. All right, the game looks like it's about to start. What an environment.
The Stanley Cup Final on TRG Sports is presented.
I mean, look at the crowd outside Rogers Place. And you contrast that, by the way. I want to pull this up. You know what? I'm going to throw shade on a... you know what? Let me try finding this. Do you guys see how many Panthers fans left after Wallman scored that goal? You know what? Yeah, I'm going to do this right now. What we're going to do is we're going to mute the game for a bit, just so you guys can see this.
Blowing a 3-0 lead. This Jake Wallman goal.
Crazy windup, by the way. I mean, old school to the extreme. Look at that. It's a 4-3 game. And there's still multiple minutes left in the game. And Florida Panther fans are leaving the stadium, trying to get an early head start to beat traffic on the way home. That is ridiculous to me. It's unbelievable. It's unacceptable. I mean, I'm a Blackhawks fan. I can't even fathom that. I mean, of course, the Panthers ended up scoring with, what, 50-something seconds left. But look at these fans and compare them to the Oiler fans waiting outside of Rogers Place, ready to catch a glimpse of their team scoring a goal. This is just unbelievable to me. I mean, I'm not going to be the one to jump on the bandwagon of Panther fans suck and, you know, Florida's not a hockey destination or anything like that. But when you see fans leaving the stadium in a Stanley Cup final game, When you're up 2-1 in the series and you're only down by 1 goal, it really doesn't put a damper on those arguments. That, to me, it just gives me the biggest ick as a hockey fan. It's unacceptable. I couldn't believe it when I saw that. So I just had to throw some shade at the Panther fans because that's just unbelievable, man. All right, so let's unmute the game now. Puck drop is about to happen. Oh, we have Edzo. Edzo's a color commentator. This is going to be good. Kenny Albert and Edzo. So this is the same duo that we had last time, but... Oh, another big storyline I forgot to talk about is the referees. My goodness, they've been a big story. There've been a lot of calls in this Stanley Cup Final. I'd love for both teams to just play, man. Both teams are trying to play a little bit dirty all playoffs. I mean, I remember the Evan Bouchard slash on Rope Hintz's foot after he knew he had a foot injury. Of course, Sam Bennett every series, every time he has the opportunity, elbowing goaltenders. I understand the premise of calling too many penalties, but, you know, I'd love to just have a cleaner game, however that ends up happening.
It's going to take it, I believe, its effect on both teams at some point. And are you able to take...
How's the audio, boys? Let me know how the audio is. If you guys want me to lower the audio, the game audio, if you guys want me to raise it, let me know. Because I'm not able to hear it. Oh my God, I have tea as well. Ooh. You guys want some more ASMR? Here it is. That one's for you, Alex. Oh my God, that feels so good. All right. Dude, this atmosphere, I just want to go to a Canadian Stanley Cup Final game one time in my life, man. Look at this crowd. Listen to the crowd. Even though I'm listening over a broadcast, this is unbelievable to me.
Well, he has stepped up in a large way, Kenny. 2 goals back in game 1. He had 1 in game 2, and then he had the OTG.
Yep, that's my Conn Smythe vote right now. If I had to guess, as Leon Draisaitl, they're showing his highlights over on TNT. He's been unbelievable recently, man.
When he gets it going up and down the ice, he can push defense back. He can score a lot of different ways. And how about that overtime winner? A one-handed shovel, gets a fortunate bounce.
Sam Bennett has 14 goals. 14 goals in these playoffs, man. Unbelievable. And look how many points McDavid has. Can you believe that some idiots on social media are like, oh, McDavid is a playoff choker. Oh my God, he's just like Marner. Are you guys out of your freaking mind? Like, this is ridiculous, man.
Sasha Barkov. He had 2 assists in game 4, but they need more from him offensively.
Yeah, they're talking about how Sasha Barkov needs to bring more offensively. He has his hands full defensively with Connor McDavid. I don't know if that's actually true. The offense just needs to come from the middle 6 for the Panthers. They have Tkachuk there. They have Sam Bennett there. They have Rodriguez there. They have Marchand there. They have Lundell, who's basically Baby Barkov. All in the middle 6. They need to be the source of offense, in my opinion. If Barkov isn't really putting up points because he's shutting down McDavid, you got to let him just do that. That's a big enough job. I have Celsius here. I have my tea here. I have a big jug of water. I'm completely prepared for this, man. I'm fired up. This is going to be a tremendous game. Let's go to the national anthem. We have Let's Go Oiler chants right before the national anthem. This crowd is on fire right now. They can't wait. Yeah, I appreciate Second City deleting that message. I really do appreciate it. Sorry if I just dropped a frame there. I had to just refresh something to make sure that message got deleted. So I appreciate it. That's what the mods are for. All right, somebody needs to ban him. Sorry, just need to...
We watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
Seeing Kachuk with the American national anthem just has some connection to me, man.
Oh, Canada,
God, this crowd.
home and native land, true patriot love in all of us command.
The fact that he's standing in the crowd is crazy. This crowd is insane. We stand on guard for thee. This crowd is insane. Patrick is booing on the screen, Alex. What a freaking crowd, man. Woo! Who's ready for playoff hockey after this? This is unbelievable, man. Tremendous. I have to... let me know if you want me to do anything with the audio of the game, because this is going to be tremendous. Calvin Pickard in the net for the Oilers. 7-0 so far in these playoffs. His save percentage has been okay, but I mean, he's been 7-0. You can't really argue with those results. He's been miles better than Stuart Skinner, who's had an up and down playoff run. He's looked spectacular at times. He's gotten death threats at times. I obviously don't condone that. That's ridiculous to send death threats over a hockey game. But Calvin Pickard's been 7-0. He's a sixth team. He's on his sixth team in 10 NHL seasons. He's the sixth goalie in NHL history to win a Stanley Cup Final game in relief. And keep in mind, he came in when the Oilers were down 3-0 in Game 4, and they ended up winning that game. And a lot of that had to do with Calvin Pickard. I think he made 18 or 19 straight saves before allowing that late one to Sam Reinhart. But puck drop is about to happen, and here we go, boys. This is going to be a huge turning point in the series. I cannot wait to watch what happens. Sergei Bobrovsky gets an early touch of the puck. And now Evan Bouchard, the puck hops over his stick. Here comes Evan Rodriguez behind the net. Sam Bennett gets a cross-check in the corner, no call. And now here come the Oilers the other way. Oh my God, it's a breakaway. And it's saved. Is that Connor Brown? Connor Brown on a partial break out of nowhere. And it's a calm glove save, quieting things down early in this Game 5 is Sergei Bobrovsky. I don't know how the seas parted like Moses over there, man. Oh my goodness. Like the Red Sea parting. Connor Brown just divided the defense, and he was straight through on goal. A good little recovery dive there by, I couldn't see who that Florida defenseman was, but Connor Brown with a dangerous chance, and Bobrovsky shut the door there. That was not a good drop by the referee, but Barkov wins it cleanly. Matthias Ekholm up ahead now. It's tipped in, and Bobrovsky comes out. Here comes Sasha Barkov up to the right wing. Cross crease pass to Gustav Forsling, who dumps it in, and Barkov to chase. Oh, Barkov just fell down for no reason there. Looks like he caught an edge. Podkolzin up ahead. A little bit of back and forth sloppy hockey here in the neutral zone, and now Jake Wallman up ahead to the right wing. A lot of neutral zone hockey happening right now. And now it's behind the net for the Florida Panthers. Over to Anton Lundell.
great chance, breakaway. Could have given the Panthers a 4-1 lead in Game 4, and that was the biggest save of Pickard's career. Puck carried back across by Marchand, and now it's Stetcher.
Third line Marchand behind the net. Darnell Nurse, the $9.25 million AAV man.
Did not see much of Stetcher after the first period.
By the way, it's interesting to note that Darnell Nurse had a horrible Game 4, but he did make it up with that snipe. And he was really vocal after that snipe too, as if he had a good game or something. But it's going to be interesting to see whether the Panthers can really target him, because especially defensively, he is a liability.
The Oilers, no doubt, want to try and go underneath the bar as much as possible. In an early glove save, look calm, but there's no doubt that the numbers bear out that upstairs is where you got to go on Sergei.
It's interesting that they're saying that going high on Bobrovsky works. First of all, it's kind of logical. You want to go high on any goaltender. But it's interesting to say that because I believe early in the playoffs, a lot of guys were beating Bobrovsky 5-hole. I remember in the Toronto series specifically, Nylander beat Bobrovsky 5-hole, and I think Tavares did the same. So I feel like it's been an adjustment period going back and forth with how to beat Bobrovsky. He's a tremendous goaltender. Of course, he's able to adjust on the fly to what opposing teams are trying to do to him. But it's interesting to see that completely flip. Verhaeghe now. Tight angle. Back to the point, and that's a quick save. Early save by Calvin Pickard. Through a little bit of traffic, and now here come the Oilers. Connor McDavid shoots! Oh my God, it was right. It was loose on the side of the net, but McDavid was not able to force it back on Sergei Bobrovsky. An early 2-on-1 led by McDavid. That is terrifying if you're a Panthers fan. And now here comes Brett Kulak behind the net, settling things down again. Man, every time McDavid touches the puck, you can hear Rogers' Place just explode in anticipation. That's the easiest way to get energy into the building, is just get the puck on Connor McDavid's stick. Every time it happens, something crazy is going to occur. Can't really tell what they're chanting here in Edmonton. Evander Kane getting an early shift here, which is interesting because he didn't get a lot of shifts in the last game. He needs to cut out the penalties. He's been good in the playoffs, but too many penalties. Nico Mikkola has been shifty these playoffs, man. Where did that come from? Oh, the Hockey Sun's in the building. Welcome in, boys. We got the whole squad here. We got Second City, we got Alex, we got the Hockey Sun. That's going to be a great stream. Man, McDavid almost got that rebound off the block from Ekblad. He won backhand forehand, but it just jumped over his stick at the last second. He had space there on the near post on Bobrovsky, but man, that was close. We got the third line for the Oilers losing the faceoff here. Here's Tkachuk behind the net. Seth Jones pinching in deep, and now here come the Oilers the other way. Oh, that's offside? I thought Henrique carried that in onside because he had a nice little lane on Bobrovsky there. I'll let Jackie Redmond talk for a second.
The forecheck chances, according to Sport Logic, were 18-3 for Florida. Game 4, though, 3 apiece. I asked Paul Maurice if these numbers matched his eye test. He said absolutely. That's what our entire video meeting was about. It was all about the forecheck.
We'll see if Evander Kane starts to populate this section here. I feel like he will. If he gets too much ice time. He's been pretty bad with the penalties so far. Him and Sam Bennett, frankly. But Bennett's been taking like smarter penalties, like rat energy penalties. Speaking of the rat, here comes Marchand with a lane. A shot is blocked by Wallman.
4 times.
He kind of danced his way through the neutral zone really well. By the way, I don't know if you guys saw the report, but, and this is report season. You can take every report with a grain of salt all you want, but there was a report that Brad Marchand is just going to cash out this offseason. I'll have to see that to believe it. And frankly, I think a team like Toronto should pay him a lot of money to replace Marner, because if you're not replacing Marner with at least a top 6 caliber player, you're going to really miss him. But if he's really looking for the biggest contract, maybe the Blackhawks could offer that to him. Marchand on that. I think Pickard got a piece of that. Now here comes Marchand again. That's held in by Gustav Forsling. And now here come the Oilers the other way. Oh, Perry tried to spring his line mate there, but that is unable to convert. Now here comes Marchand dancing in again. Forsling. Oh, that's a good block there. And Podkolzin's able to get it out. Remember that shift. Podkolzin was very noticeable defensively in that shift. Podkolzin's playing alongside Leon Draisaitl on that second line, which is a new role for him. But if he's able to have shifts like that, he's going to stay there. Icing's waved off, and now here comes McDavid chasing in. Oh my God, crashing the net! Oh, how did that stay out? Bouchard, that shot is blocked. McDavid had a look, and Bobrovsky was swimming in the net. He had no clue where the puck was, and I thought I saw it go 5-hole. I don't know how it stayed out. Hey, yo, this dude needs to get banned. Can one of the mods please ban this guy?
Keeps it alive for Florida. And now the Oilers clear. Nugent Hopkins finds McDavid with...
I don't need bots in the chat, man.
Good play there by Barkov. Swept ahead by Verhaeghe. And now it's Barkov.
Here comes Barkov dancing in the middle through 4 Edmonton Oilers. A tight angle shot is easily saved by Calvin Pickard, who holds on and gets a defensive zone face-off.
A couple of dangerous chances so far in this game. Good job by McDavid to knock that clearing attempt around the wall by Bobrovsky.
Oh my God, Connor Brown almost got that on net from McDavid too. Look at that. Crashed the net, Sam Bennett style. And then McDavid, that did go 5-hole. How did he keep that out? I mean, that's just a spectacular save.
Still shaking that off to the left of me here on the Panthers bench. Shots 3-2 Oilers.
I don't know if you ban him. If you ban him, I appreciate it. That guy needed to go. We can't have bots in the chat, especially bots that are promoting stuff like that.
Off the stick of Sam Bennett into the Oilers bench.
How's the audio, everybody? You guys can hear fine? I hope you guys are able to keep up with the game when I'm not talking as much, because if not, I can increase the audio a little bit. We have Evander Kane out there. Watch out for a penalty here.
I think it's fairly equal, Edzo, between the two of them. I think it's important.
Oh my God, we have Sam Bennett and Evander Kane on the ice at the same time.
Both of, whether it's Skinner or Pickard, and allow that battle to take place along the half wall. But I would say, to me, both are fairly equal, adequate.
Oh my God, Sam Bennett chasing a goaltender. Something bad's going to happen here. Nate Schmidt kept it in momentarily, but now here come the Oilers. Settling things down is Matthias Janmark, Blackhawks legend. Nate Schmidt now it's tipped ahead and in deeper. Pickard with the oh my God, Pickard sent it the wrong way. Kachuk almost got a stick on that, but behind the net, the Oilers are able to retrieve. And here comes Evander Kane. Bad pass, sent him too far into the corner. Yeah, I think we're missing Parva in the chat. We got to get him in the chat. Sick Parvis Magnum, I bet. We got to get him in the chat, though. I feel like we're missing his energy. Alex is kind of slacking. Good audio? Perfect. That's music to my ears.
Pasta deserves Pepsi.
All right. Now that there's a little bit of break, let me mute this and I'll talk about content for a second, all right? It's been about 2 weeks since my last upload, and I do apologize for that, just so you guys know what's going on. We got some writer's block happening, okay? This is me being honest. I have a lot of different ideas percolating in my mind, and this is kind of me being a newer YouTuber. It's hard for me to really put my mind on one thing, especially when I have a 6-day-a-week rotation. for me to be putting out weekly content, it's going to take perfection, and I'm not at the stage where I'm a perfect YouTuber yet. So I have a lot of different ideas percolating in my mind. Just so you guys know, I do have 6 video ideas on my little whiteboard here. I have the script of one of those videos completely done. It just needs recording and editing and all of that stuff and uploading. I do have an outline completed for another. I have 4 other ideas. Not all of them will see the light of day, but the reality is I do need to get these videos out, and this is a longer period between videos than I hoped, which is a big reason why I wanted to get a live stream out. Of course, I want to hang out with all of you, but also just getting some content out will get my blood moving a little bit and get my creative energy going to be better equipped to get these videos out instead of having them all in the archives waiting to be released. All right, we have some new stuff coming out. Basically, what you guys should be looking forward to, you should have the Marner video finally coming out soon, all right? That's going to be coming out sooner than later. We have some DraftKings BS going on. I don't like promoting gambling, so I'll keep talking for a few more moments as we have Zach Hyman in the crowd. That's good to see. But we will have a live stream during the draft, and we will have a live stream before the draft. I don't know how long before the draft that second live stream will happen. I'll unmute. But we will have a live stream sometime before the draft, answering all of your draft-related questions, as well as going through the rankings that I have, all right? So you should expect that sometime before the draft, and we will have a nice little live stream during the first round of the draft. So that's some content that you should be looking forward to. Karachi bombing picked. I can't reveal my secrets as a Karachi bomb, all right? Can't be giving too much of a breakdown on that. Oh, Gadjevich just went to the locker room. That's a big loss for the Panthers. One of their many defensive defensemen. Good save and a cover and a bit of a drive-by there. Every single player on the Panthers is going to do a drive-by of Calvin Pickard trying to get under his skin.
By Pickard, and what I like about it is he's got to fight through a little bit of the screen that his defenseman is providing as Marchand's entering the zone. But watch how he slides into this save, which tells me, I mean, pretty locked in. I mean,
yeah. Look at that little drive-by by Marchand. It's a good cover.
Kind of slides into it, which means he read it all the way and made a fairly what could have been.
We got some psychoanalyzing going on the stream. Look how he slid into the save. Yeah, it was just a good save. It was a normal save. Why are they psychoanalyzing Pickard so much? It was just a normal save. Edzo's like, well, there's some room up top if Marchand wanted to go. It was a simple save in transition. Marchand shot into his crease. How is this guy? Oh my God, man. Mods, you guys know what to do. Thank you. Whoever did that. I appreciate it. It's crazy because the Oilers are on home ice, so they technically get the last change. They're able to dictate matchups. It's crazy how well Paul Maurice is able to get Barkov against McDavid. Oh my God, I thought that deflected on net for a second. Verhaeghe to Barkov now. Back to the point. Aaron Ekblad behind the net, all the way around to Nate Schmidt. Bouchard absorbs a hit, and the Oilers are able to get the puck out. Here comes Barkov. Uh-oh. You know what's crazy about the Panthers? The fact that they have a 57 goal scorer in Sam Reinhart on the first line playing a defensive role. That's insane. And people call Marner a playoff choker for taking this Florida team to 7 games as a point-per-game player, by the way. After a 100-point season, by the way. It's ridiculous, man. That puck almost bounced to Corey Perry there. Back to the point. Deflected, and that's a good save by Sergei Bobrovsky. The Oilers are really getting their chances. Oh.
Continued to play well in the Stanley Cup Final. He's standing right in front of Sergei Bobrovsky when this puck comes.
Who's switching accounts? What are you talking about?
There's that crazy carom of Bobrovsky. Perry goes low to high. And there's the battle in front of the net with Podkolzin and Mikkola.
Go Oilers. All right. We got 2 Oiler fans in here. Who is everybody rooting for? And also, let me get some score predictions. I feel like the Oilers are going to take this game.
The Oilers have been successful in this series. I think the depth of their team has come.
Okay, you guys are a bit ahead of me.
Colson Another good start to this game, and good news for the Panthers.
I'm gonna refresh because I can see the stream as well. I can see who scored, but let me just refresh this one time to see if we're able to get a better stream, a more up-to-date stream. All right.
A pro wrestling sensation in Japan. Don't miss the true story of Don Murphy. Catch the documentary Delta Don for free on CBC.
I'll be real. The only reason I want the Oilers is because I got money on them. Man, the Hockey Sun, you are one of the gambling bots. I'm so convinced. You guys notice in the Discord, whenever there's a... Marchand? What a snipe. This guy is a rat. We talked about him in the pregame. This guy's insane on the road. He's going to get a bag of money if he wants. What a snipe. Look at off the opening draw, off a lost face-off. He exploded past everybody and he sniped one. On Matthias Ekholm too. He just embarrassed Ekholm. He danced Ekholm like he was, as if he was McDavid or something. This is ridiculous. And Darnell Nurse being a pylon as usual. What a snipe. What a play, Marchand. Game on. My goodness. Do you guys notice that whenever there's a gambling bot that joins the Discord, the first person to respond is always the Hockey Sun? I feel like they're all his little minions. I feel like he's the ultimate gambling bot and everybody else just works for him. Do you guys notice that the weird bot that showed up in our YouTube chat just now only showed up after the Hockey Sun showed up? Do you guys notice that? Coincidence? I think not. Here comes Nate Schmidt clearing the zone. And now it's sent right back in. Nurse took a big hit there. Troy Stetcher now. Gatchevich is back out there, by the way. He shook off that top shot block earlier. Suffering from success. Yeah, that's definitely one way to look at it. I feel like it's some insider trading. The fact that you're so involved with all of them, man. I mean, innocent until proven guilty and all, but there's a lot of evidence right now, man. Look how locked in Nurse looked. I'm so sorry. I was going to say something so out of pocket. Look at it. As soon as I mentioned the Hockey Sun, look who shows up in the chat. Look at this. All of them are showing up now. The Hockey Sun, send away your minions, man. This is ridiculous. Sam Bennett just running over somebody. Sam Bennett's such a rat. There's no way Sam Bennett, this stuff is an accident. Sam Bennett does this on purpose.
And Bennett continues to lead the playoffs and accidentally on purpose.
that comment from Edzo is exactly accurate. Bennett leads the playoffs and accidentally on purpose. Exactly, the Hockey Sun. Get your sons out of the chat, man. Get your minions in order. Banana mini boss. That was my minion impression, by the way. But right now, I think it's too much to be a coincidence.
Ever feel like no matter what you've got, someone's got more? And someone's got more than that.
You know what's crazy?
More to spend.
We're talking about the Hockey Sun being the leader of all these minions, but the Hockey Sun is the one who just banned his two sons. It's crazy. My son Sig Magnus Parvis is working.
There's more to life.
Oh my God, you guys probably have so much family turmoil if you're rooting for the Oilers.
Scotiabank.
There's one true thing.
That's a good point that was made by the Magic Lizard in our Discord. I think Marchand has 3 first goals in the finals now. He's unbelievable. I mean, the Maple Leafs have to go out and sign him, right?
These people uses the
it just has to happen. He grew up a Maple Leaf fan too. At some point, he has to end his career there. Save that godforsaken team.
Good luck.
I mean, he's killed them over and over again. The least he can do is go to them at the end of his career.
When you're playing hockey and when you're betting on sports. That's why
I'm going to mute this sport betting thing. I think the Hockey Sun's going to get too excited. Ninth goal of the playoffs for Brad Marchand. Insane player, man. Insane.
Well, he certainly has had an impact. 37-year-old Brad Marchand and 40-year-old Corey Perry with what they've done with the most on the line. And Brad Marchand continues to be a difference maker for the Florida Panthers. Seeing him in the dressing room certainly will calm you down. And this morning when he was discussing what happened, just
and
like
I hate looking at Corey Perry's face. I just hate it. 40 years old.
This is one of the tightest series that you will ever see. Not just that he's played in, but that anyone has played in.
Among active players, only Alexander Ovechkin, Sidney Crosby, and Evgeny Malkin have scored more goals in Stanley Cup playoff action than Brad Marchand.
Didn't the hockey son have one of the most diabolical? Oh my God. Verhaeghe to Barkov between the legs. Look at Pickard. He's facing the wrong way. Pickard was bamboozled by that move. And now here come the Oilers the other way. Jeff Skinner. His pass is deflected, man. Not used to this playoff atmosphere is Jeff Skinner. Now here come the Panthers the other way. Sam Reinhart, a long stretch pass. Oh my God. That was almost an amazing play over to Anton Lundell, who was behind the defense there. These set plays by Paul Maurice. Ridiculous, man. Here comes Marchand, the goal scorer. His pass is broken up, but he gets it right back. My goodness, look at him on the puck. Anton Lundell, a long shot is saved through traffic. And now here come the Oilers the other way. Brett Kulak. Connor Brown dumps it in, and Seth Jones to retrieve the puck behind the net.
Following up is Nugent Hopkins. Kulak stays in the fray, and now Bennett is back. McDavid covering.
Sam Bennett, a partial 3-on-2. Sam Bennett, long shot. Oh my goodness! That was almost a backdoor tip-in by the Panthers, but it just eluded him. Now here comes McDavid. McDavid wheels and deals back to the point. Nurse, a long shot, is blocked in the slot. Now here comes Lucerin, and he can't find the puck in his own feet. Under pressure by himself. Matthew Tkachuk dumping the puck in. Panthers go for a line change. Now here they come dumping the puck in. Calvin Pickard out to Darnell Nurse, and the Oilers are able to settle things down.
On the right side, it's Arvidsson. Scored in game 1. Chris Knobloch getting him in for some fresh legs after the tight turnaround. That puck out of play in the Florida zone.
How about the creativity of Barkov? You've got
in the playoffs, guys like Marchand are just such difference makers. And the fact that Barkov went between the legs completely flummoxed Calvin Pickard. He was not set in his crease for the next 10 to 15 seconds. Ridiculous.
Would love to have back. He had the entire net there. As you can see, Calvin Pickard respecting that shot of Marchand that just beat him, and instead of giving it, did a hard pass across that just failed to connect.
Shot attempt 17-9 Florida here in the opening period. And off the draw, Barkov controls it for the Panthers. Verhaeghe plays it to the line.
Oh my God, good stick check by Barkov. Barkov to the slot. That's just deflected by Corey Perry, the ancient skeleton. Now here comes Forsling. A little shoulder fake there. Barkov tip, and that's tipped just wide by Reinhart. How did Barkov find that play, man? Ridiculous pass. Here come the Panthers again. Alexander Barkov over to Sam Reinhart. Tight angle, and that goes to the other side of the ice. Here comes Reinhart. What a play for Verhaeghe, and that's saved. What a play by Reinhart, but here come the Oilers the other way. What a sidestep by Draisaitl. Draisaitl, tight angle, scores! Oh, what? It's waved off? I could have sworn I thought that I saw that go in. Seth Jones wheeling and dealing. He thinks he's Patrick Kane with that spinorama in the corner. How did that not go in? I thought that went in. I damn near lost my voice. I thought that went in. I want to see a replay of that, man. What the heck? I thought Draisaitl sniped one on Bobrovsky. I'd love to see a replay when the puck finally, when a whistle finally goes. Here comes Connor McDavid. Just watch the subtle plays that Anton Lundell does. I mean, he's a guy I wish there was an ISO cam on. Literally baby Barkov. The subtle plays he makes defensively. What a hit there.
Sent flying and look back to see if an official was going to react. Nothing forthcoming. Back the other way, Lundell crisscrossing there.
Lundell, that's Loki a trip on Lundell. But he didn't sell it enough.
Up off the boards.
A really physical game. Bodies going flying everywhere.
Red line, but Forsland could drift it back in. And Cole. Kachuk steps
Here's
up.
Kachuk, tries to get a pass in there. Now here comes Adam Henrique falling down. Unable to retrieve the pass there.
At center, Ekblad tips it over to Bennett. Here's
Sam Bennett trying to drive the net. He gets it while falling down Patrick Kane style against the Habs, but it goes just wide. And now here comes Nico Mikkola dumping it back in, and the Oilers are able to settle things down.
The Panthers have tagged up. Jake Woolman getting it organized as
4:35 left in the first. Brad Marchand snipe makes it 1-0. Shots on goal are just 6-3. This is a very low chance first period. Some good defense by both teams, but the difference is just Marchand with the snipe, man. You need your big players to show up in big moments, and the Panthers just have a lot of big players. Penalty. Seth Jones is going to the box. How's that hate watch, boys? Seth Jones takes a bad penalty, and the Oilers are going to have the opportunity to get back in the game. Look at this. Oh, I'm so stupid. It went off the side of the net. It looked like it went in.
The crowd wanted a penalty there. Weren't able to get it, but just drive for the loose puck. Turning around.
Okay, we got another bot in the chat. All right, I'm starting to run low on energy. You know what that means. I need some of that cocaina. Yo, can one of the mods get on this new dude? I appreciate the hockey son. I apologize. This stream is not sponsored by cocaine. I just enjoy Celsius a lot.
All right, friends, it is the final round. Zippers, goggles, bottles.
Bro, hockey son, stop bringing your sons over.
Wow.
It's so strange. Have we ever had an issue with this?
Check this out.
Am I just like a really bad streamer that doesn't notice these guys, or is it just me, or have these people never showed up until now? Maybe it's because it's the Stanley Cup Finals, but my goodness, man. You think it's one person? Yeah. I mean, these are all different websites that they're promoting, but I think these are bots, dude. I don't know if they are. I feel like YouTube should be much better at getting through these bots, but I think these are bots.
Old school cowboy.
You're crazy, bro. Take it out of my paycheck. We don't pay you enough.
Seth Jones in the box for interference.
Oh, some good offensive zone pressure.
Humans are AI YouTube chat edition. That's definitely, I mean, I feel like that's AI. But I'm also much better at the game than you are, so like maybe you should trust me on that.
I like the fact that you let the guys play a little bit, but it's those kind of plays.
Here comes the Oiler power play, man. One of the best power plays, one of the most terrifying power plays I've ever seen. Draisaitl on the face-off.
They have scored in 9 consecutive games.
They've scored in 9 consecutive games.
And on home ice, operating at 42%.
How many face-offs has Draisaitl gotten kicked out of, man? Feels like every other face-off gets kicked out of. Panthers win that face-off. Good forecheck by Perry. And Draisaitl keeps the puck in. Oh, horrible pass by Draisaitl. Now here come the Panthers the other way. Tomasz Nosek. Oh my god, he still has the puck in the corner. He killed basically a fourth of the entire power play there in the corner. Now here come the Oilers. Draisaitl wants to get it to McDavid so freaking badly. That's almost offside because Corey Perry's slow ass almost given offside, but Evan Bouchard, the Oilers are set up now. Corey Perry, a touch pass over to McDavid. What a takeaway there, and it's cleared again. The Panthers PK, man. Here comes Evan Bouchard. Now here comes McDavid with a full head of steam. McDavid dancing in, and that is a good block there, and a great clear by the Panthers PK. It's one of the most terrifying sights in the entire NHL. McDavid coming down the middle of the ice with speed. It doesn't matter how many bodies you have in his way, man. I remember that one Panthers account that's like, oh, the way to stop McDavid is to hit him. He acts like he's never been hit. Yeah, try hitting him, man. There's a reason why he's Connor McDavid. You can't just hit him. It's not that easy. Here comes Lucer Raymond. Only 25 seconds left in this Oiler power play. Jake Wallman dancing through the middle. Oh my goodness, what a play by Brad Marchand, crashing the net and causing that whistle. Draisaitl looks pretty pissed at himself.
In the Dallas series, it was really a big part of their success. They 4 times scored on their first power play of the game, and here with so much at stake,
that was just perfect penalty killing. I mean, I understand, Draisaitl being a little bit frustrated at that last zone entry, and the fact that Draisaitl lost the puck on that bad pass, but that was perfect penalty killing so far by the Florida Panthers, and now they have their best penalty killer out there, Alexander Barkov. Look at him hound Jake Wallman, man. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. What a PK job. 0 shots on that power play for the Edmonton Oilers. Dominance by the Florida Panthers. We talked about momentum, man. The Panthers have had all the momentum going into the first intermission. There are 2 minutes left in the period. Now here comes Matthew Tkachuk. Tkachuk. Rebound, scores! Sam Bennett. It's 2-0 Edmonton, and you can hear a pin drop in Rogers Place. What a surprise. We talked about momentum. The Panthers have just grinded their way through this first period. It's a low event period, and that benefits the Panthers, man. The Oilers have to play their identity, and so far they have not been able to do that. My goodness, what a play. A great play. Bennett started that in the neutral zone with a beautiful, beautiful saucer pass to the open ice. Matthew Tkachuk had a ton of space. It was a good block initially, and Sam Bennett right where he's supposed to be for yet another goal. Oh my goodness. And now the Panthers are going to the power play. This is momentum. This is a team that's unraveling. You saw this happen in Game 4 as well, with the Oilers unraveling, but Chris Knoblauch had the answer then. He pulled Calvin Pickard. My goodness, that's a bad penalty too. Podkolzin, you got to be moving your feet in the neutral zone. You can't just be playing defense with your stick. He lunged. That's a horrible tripping penalty to take, especially given the circumstances. There's under 2 minutes left in the period. You really want, if you're the Oilers, you want to get to the end of the period down 2-0, and now here comes the Panthers power play. Jones, a long wind-up, and now here's Aaron Ekblad. Bad pass, but Barkov recovers it. The Oilers have to play defense with the skin of their teeth right now because bad penalty by Vasily Podkolzin. Reinhardt touch pass back to Seth Jones. Seth Jones holding on to it. Tkachuk. And now Ekblad. The puck is kept in. Oh my God, I can't even speak English. Here comes Seth Jones now. Ringside doesn't take showers. Ridiculous. I take showers in Celsius. How about that? The grind never stops. Jones. Down low. Matthew Tkachuk. Bad pass there. A good clear by the Oilers.
Nugent Hopkins able to clear. Boy, dodged the bullet there. Neither Henrique or Nugent Hopkins gave a stick down there to Bouchard, and we saw maybe an opportunity for a cross-crease pass, but Florida unable to execute.
That's a huge clear by the Nuge, but here comes Verhaeghe. The second power play unit for the Florida Panthers is out there. Here comes Nate Schmidt. Schmidt fakes, shoots, and that's a good save through a lot of traffic by Calvin Pickard. What I was saying before the power play started is, I mean, the Oilers are down 2-0. If the Panthers are able to score in these last 23 seconds, they'll be down 3-0 for the second straight time going into the first intermission. The first time in Game 4, Chris Knoblauch had the answer, and that was pulling Stuart Skinner. It feels like you can't really pull Calvin Pickard the very next game. The Oilers need to get to the first intermission only down 2-0. This is going to be a huge 23 seconds of PK time for the Edmonton Oilers. Sam Bennett on the faceoff. We got another troll. Got another one of the Hockey Sons, man. Unbelievable. Got McDavid on the faceoff. Got McDavid on the defensive zone PK faceoff. He gets waved out.
McDavid's going to get waved out. So Janmark in to do the honors against Benetton, wins the draw. Walden and Nurse around it.
Oh, that's almost kept in. There's a good clear by the Oilers. We got 10 seconds left for the Panthers to maybe get into the zone for one last chance. Here's Verhaeghe. Tip! Oh my goodness, that's just tipped wide by Rodriguez, who wheels and deals back around. Another shot. And now a little bit of pushing and shoving Wallman and Bennett. Wallman does not want that smoke. My goodness. It's intermission time. Let's quickly see if the officials call anything. I don't think they will, but yeah, no penalties. And intermission means back to our gaming. So we have Would You Rather, and we are back at the exact Would You Rather that we had in the previous stream, which is would you rather wear a sweatshirt in 90-degree weather or wear a t-shirt in 10-degree weather? But before we even answer that question, I want to jump on another bandwagon. All right, we're going to be playing the Hurdle NHL player guessing game together. Now, I usually shy away. I'll be the first to admit, I usually shy away from games that make me feel stupid. And this is a game that will make me feel stupid. But because I am a hockey content creator, I feel like I need to at least give a try on one of these Hurdle player guessing games. All right. My daddy Betsy gets this is not Connor Bedard. You think Connor Bedard has this hair loss? Connor Bedard has the most luscious head of hair. I feel like this is this guy might be Finnish. You know what? I'm gonna go out of my way and just guess Anton Lundell because I feel like that silhouette. Am I crazy? This silhouette seems to have Finnish hair. I feel like Finnish hair is a little bit non-symmetrical. Not to be you guys think it's Brady Tkachuk? Ooh. He's not finished, but yeah, I can kind of see that. You know what? I like that suggestion. If you get this right first time, the Hockey Sun, just so you know, if you get this right first time, I will never claim to be better at human or AI than you. If you get this right first time, all right? Oh! So he's not Finnish, he's American. He also plays in the Eastern Conference. He plays in the Atlantic, so that really, really shuts things down. He plays left wing. He does not play for the Ottawa Senators, and he's older than 25, and he has a higher number than 7. I feel like this number thing is something we're going to want to really key in on. Which Americans play in the Atlantic Division? So let's go in the Atlantic. I mean, he doesn't play for Ottawa, so it's going to be maybe the Panthers. Is there an American who plays for the Panthers? Who is it? Like Carter Verhaeghe? We could guess Verhaeghe there. I don't know how old Verhaeghe is, but I'm guessing he's older than 25. I feel like that's a decent. Oh, Verhaeghe's not American. Montreal Canadiens. Who plays left wing on the Canadiens? We have the Canadiens. We have the Maple Leafs. We have the Bruins. You think it's Matthew Tkachuk? You think it's Chuck E. Cheese? I think Chuck E. Cheese has better hair. Austin Matthews is not left winger though. Otherwise I would go for him. He's also, yeah, he's not a left winger. I could go with his brother. You know, John Al. I think, you know what? Just for the sake of this, let me go for Matthew Tkachuk. Hold on, let me make sure. No, this doesn't make sense. Oh, no, it does. My bad. So he has a higher number than 7, and he's also older than 25. So let's see. Oh, okay. So we got it wrong. But Jonelle, I want to give you a huge shout out because that was a brilliant guess. The reason is we got some really crucial information. This is a guy whose number is over 7 and below 19. We really kind of, oh my God, I don't know why I'm so hungry. I should have eaten before the stream. But anyways, we really kind of narrowed the options down. So let's try to find somebody who is, and also he's older than 27. So he's kind of a veteran. He's kind of a veteran. He's an American veteran who plays in the Atlantic. Who could it be? I don't think the Canadians have anybody in that archetype, right? And a left winger. I was thinking like, it's not DeBrincat because DeBrincat wears like 93 for the Red Wings. Who could it be? The Panthers, do the Panthers have anybody who it could be? It's not Kachuk. Is it like, is Evan Rodriguez is he American? I think he might be, but that would be my guess from the Panthers. I'm trying to think anybody else who it could be. The Senators, we already guessed Brady. Anybody else who it could be? I mean, nothing really comes to mind there. Jesper Bratt? What team does Jesper Bratt play for? I thought he plays for the Devils. Does he not play for the Devils? I'm going to cheat. Yeah, he does play for the Devils. The Devils aren't in the Atlantic, are they? I don't think the Devils are in the Atlantic, so I don't think it would be Jesper Bratt. That was a good guess. I mean, he's also not American. He's Swedish, I think. Goodness, I'm kind of... Jason Zucker? Doesn't Zucker still play for the Wild? I don't think... I'm going to cheat again, but Jason Zucker... Oh my God, why does it automatically go to stats? Yeah, he plays for the Sabres! Oh my goodness. I kind of cheated there. I shouldn't have done that. From that next guess, I'm not going to cheat. Oh my goodness. Alex! We have a winner! All right, Alex, I see how it is. You're a gamer, are you? I underestimated your game. Oh my goodness, that's a brilliant guess. I would never have guessed in a million years Jason Zucker. I didn't even know he played for the Sabres. The Sabres are like one of the most forgettable teams. There's so many guys who play for the Sabres that I have to double take whenever I think of them playing for the Sabres. Guys like Alex Tuck, I can never wrap my brain around Alex Tuck playing for the Sabres. In my mind, even though I know damn well he doesn't play for the Vegas Golden Knights, in my mind, Tuck still plays for the Golden Knights. All right. Well, that was some nice gaming by Alex there. I'm not going to take any credit because that's all Alex, but that gives us the opportunity to go to Would You Rather. Alex says, I only remember Alex Tuck and Jack Eichel. You probably remember Alex Tuck because he has the same name as you. And Jack Eichel, I mean, he doesn't play for them anymore. I remember like the big names, Tage Thompson, JJ Peterka, but all the role players that they have, I don't remember. If you put a gun to my head and said, actually, I shouldn't be saying that. I'm going to get demonetized. But if you threatened me and said, my family's in danger if I can't name the partner that Owen Power plays with, my family's screwed, bro. I have no clue who Owen Power plays with, his partner. Sam Lafferty, yeah, I remember the trade. Kyle Davidson traded for his rights, and then he ended up signing for the Sabres. That's a good one. I do remember that. By the way, is this stream quality okay? Because it's showing that I have drop frames. I don't know why it would be because my connection is pretty good. Let me know if there are any drop frames. Anyways, let's go to Would You Rather. We can also do some human or AI just so I can prove my dominance over the Hockey Sun even more. But let's do Would You Rather. I already answered this last time. I was the kind of guy who would wear a t-shirt in 90-degree weather. So I'm going to wear a sweatshirt, I should say. I'm going to just choose that one. I know the majority didn't choose that one. We already saw that in the previous stream. All right, perfect, John. I appreciate it. All right, would you rather know instantly, I can't even read. Would you rather instantly know when somebody's lying to you or be able to lie without ever being caught? Well, wow. That's weird. I feel like I would not want to know if people are lying to me. I feel like it would make me too judgmental. I feel like everybody these days finds white lies to be so acceptable. It would drive me insane if I knew every white lie that somebody told me. I mean, think about like being at a restaurant. I don't even know this scenario because clearly I don't get out much, but think about like asking someone for the number and they give you a fake number and immediately you know that they're giving you a fake number. Or they're like, oh, I'm not ready for a relationship. And you know that they're lying. That would drive you insane. You wouldn't be able to function. Would you rather have strong legs or strong arms? This is bananas. I'm going to act like I'm Kevin Korchinski. Bro needs to work on his lower body, man. So for his sake, I'm going to have strong legs. I also play a lot of soccer, so that's beneficial. You guys are so superficial. I mean, having strong arms is beneficial, but the majority of benefit that you get from strong arms is showing off. You get big biceps and people think you're stronger than you actually are. So many people who go to the gym religiously build their arms and have chicken legs like I do. I'm not going to pretend like I go to the gym. You guys know I'm a big back, right? You guys know I don't go to the gym. So as somebody who doesn't go to the gym and who's judgmental, I'm going to say a lot of gym bros don't work out their legs enough. This is diabolical. This choice is unreal, man. I'm going to let you guys, you know what? Let's poll this one. Let's see. Let's start a poll. All right, everybody, I'm starting a poll. Everybody vote, all right? Because this is a diabolical choice. I'll be right back. I need to get me some food, man. I'm really struggling. I'll be right back. Everybody vote. Do you guys, by the way, I assume I have a decent overlap with Johnny Superman's audience. Do you guys see on his second channel the Super Blood Hockey series that he has going with North Korea? Jail is bad. You're so innocent, Hockey Son. I feel like I would survive fine in jail. I know how to bend over. I know how to pick up the soap. I can do that in my sleep. I'd be fine in jail. The Hockey Son, you're too soft. You're too soft for jail, man. You're too pretty for jail. I know my role in any scenario. I would thrive in jail. You guys better not clip that, by the way. I know I have like what? How many concurrent viewers do we have? I know I have 13. Oh, no. I said that to too many concurrent viewers, man. Ignore everything I just said. I don't mean it. I would not drop. I would use the soap as it's meant to be used in jail. I would use it to soap myself up and take showers, unlike what Alex thinks of me. I would not be dropping the soap, all right? Do not clip that. Alex says if Bedsy's in jail, I'm going to jail. Oh my God. All right. What do the people say? Kim Jong-un is winning? You guys understand that if you are stranded in North Korea, you have no access to social media. You're not able to watch me on YouTube. And that should be the entire purpose of your life. No, I'm just kidding. But seriously, you have no Twitter. You have no YouTube. You have no Discord. You have none of that. But 50 years of jail in Russia sounds pretty terrible. I mean, Brittany Griner seemed to be really struggling with like a week in jail. 50 years in jail in Russia. The jail part is actually a pretty big deal. The Hockey Son is right about that. Jail is definitely bad. Being stranded in North Korea for 50 years is kind of crazy, though. I feel like if I had reassurance that I would never be arrested, I would choose this. Because I feel like if I was in North Korea, I would either accidentally or on purpose do something that's illegal there. I'd take a picture of something that I shouldn't be taking a picture of. I'd be vlogging something that I shouldn't be vlogging. You know what I mean? It's hard for a foreigner to go into North Korea and immediately know all of their rules. But if I had the reassurance that I'd be able to record anything I want, I'd be able to talk to anybody I want, I'd be able to go out in any manner that I wanted, I would easily, and I wouldn't get arrested for doing any of that, I choose this option. So assuming that, oh, we have the Hockey Sun. I forgot. The Hockey Sun makes the rules. The Hockey Sun, let me know. And if I choose this choice, does that mean that I will not be in jail? Or is that not a part of this? Let me know. Because the Hockey Sun's usually my moral compass and the rule maker of this chat. I feel like he's earned at least that privilege. So let me know if that's fair to say. If I'm stranded in North Korea, can I be stranded for 50 years and have the reassurance that I will not be arrested, or is that unfair? Let me know. All right, the Hockey Sun is slacking. Alex, let me know. You're the next in line, all right? If I'm stranded in North Korea for 50 years, does that mean that I have reassurance that I will not be arrested? Let me know. I'm eating a nectarine, by the way. I need to get some energy in. All right, perfect. Alex says, yes, you will not be arrested. So I feel like that's easy. I don't want to be in jail. Oh, the majority of people agree with me. That's excellent. All right, we still have some time before the game starts. Man, I need to get some energy in. I'm really glad I had nectarines in here because I'd be in trouble. I already feel like I have more energy. I appreciate your patience. And thank you guys again for joining me on a Saturday evening, a random Saturday evening, man. We're going to have a lot more content coming out soon, and I'm really excited to debut some of that stuff. We're going to have a top 32 in the draft, and we're going to make it a live stream. Or at least that's a goal. I can't promise it. It might be more of a top 15, but my goal right now is try to work towards the top 32. I do have 4 different exams between now and the draft. It's a very busy time for me, so I can't promise it. But whether it's a top 15 or a top 32, it will be a live stream. I'll have an Ask Me Anything. We'll have a grand old time with content. And of course, during the draft in round 1, we're going to be live streaming the whole thing, live reacting to the whole thing. So I appreciate all of your support. Make sure to subscribe if you're not already subscribed. Anyways, would you rather taste anything you touch or be unable to taste anything? This is so easy. I mean, I know I touch like sweat. Oh my God, I was gonna say something so diabolical. I mean, think about this. In the context of the last question, this would make me drop the soap more easily because I wouldn't want to taste it. And I'm already willing to drop the soap, so I'm gonna taste everything I touch. If I'm holding soap in prison, I will want to drop it, right? Logically. So yes, I might as well be tasting everything I touch because, I mean, why not? Tasting things is very important for a big back like me. And you know what? I might as well taste everything I touch. You find out a lot about things by tasting it. And a lot about people too. Imagine a handshake if you can taste everything that you touch. Imagine how creepy a handshake would be. Ridiculous. Alex says, so I can touch Betsy and taste. Diabolical, man. Unbelievable. You know what? I don't blame you. Alex says, do you think the Hawks trade for Misa or pick Martone? I don't think either one's going to happen. I think they're going to stay at 3 and pick Frendel. I think it's more likely that they trade up for Misa than it is likely that they pick Martone. Let me take another bite of this sweet, sweet nectarine. When we having a drunk stream, says the Hockey Sun. Well, I actually don't drink, so that may be tough. One thing that may be interesting, though, is you know those drunk goggles? Maybe when we finally start to get the gaming content out, right now I don't have time for that, but when we do get the gaming content out, I could do some drunk goggle content with games and stuff. Or like with some real life stuff, maybe after a face reveal. I've said this before, but if the Blackhawks win a Stanley Cup, that's when I'll do a face reveal. Not before. I'm not like Ovi Clapbomb, just showing up to the Prospect Don's YouTube channel with a face reveal and a gorgeous jawline. I'm not like him. All right? It takes a special amount of like Greek, you know what, to be that type of person. I'm not that guy. If the Blackhawks win the Stanley Cup, then sure, I'll do a face reveal. Who's Friendell's comparison? That's a really good question. I feel like Friendell's the kind of guy who's, first of all, he's a bit of a high floor player. I think there's no scenario where he's not an NHLer. That's number one. I think Martone, his habits are a little frustrating, and that makes NHL teams have some red flags. I feel like no matter what type of team you want to run, Friendell's going to find a role. That's number one. Number two, in terms of an NHL comparable, I feel like Friendell can develop into a lot of different archetypes. He says that his NHL comparable is Alexander Barkov. Oh, no, never mind. All right, hold that thought. We're back to the game, all right? Dry is not his comparable. Cut that out. Draisaitl's not his comparable. Draisaitl's one of the best transition players in the NHL, and Friendell is one of the worst transition prospects. They both have great shots. They both are strong as a mule, but I appreciate it, John L. Thanks for letting me know the game is back on.
They're 9-3, and just a team that's really feeling like they can take over a game. They're not afraid of the atmosphere in here, and so as a home team, you got to find a way to put them back on their heels a little bit. I thought early on the Oilers did it pretty well, made some plays and created some odd man rushes, but then that first goal just sort of...
Oh my God! Kachuk! Was that saved? Oh my goodness, Kachuk dancing right into the slot. The puck found him after a bad clear attempt. And I think Calvin Pickard may have gotten a piece of that. He looked like he was out of position there, but he fought it off. Calvin Pickard is such a fighter in the net, a career backup. He's been all over the NHL. He's been a journeyman, but man, he fights and claws. He's not like a Carey Price style goalie where he's always in position. Pickard feels like he's always out of position, but he's always just fighting. The Hockey Sun says, for the record, I was responsible with my money despite the 2-0 deficit. We'll see about that, man. We'll see. Shots are 8-3 in favor of the Panthers. The Oilers are not really playing their style of hockey yet, so we'll see. See, look at Draisaitl in transition. Friendell can't do that, man. He's just completely not that type of player. There are a lot of arguments about whether he can play center. The simple answer is the only way he can play center is if he's playing with guys who can cover on the middle of the ice, especially in transition. Whereas Draisaitl can play with literally anybody. Here comes Brad Marchand, one-on-one. A rising shot goes high. Now here comes Niko Mikkola behind the net. Here comes Thomas Nosek.
Draisaitl couldn't come up with it, but it slides to McDavid and now flipped away. As the Oilers change it up. Keane comes on.
You need another band. I appreciate you guys, by the way. Oh my God, Nosek almost got assisted by Calvin Pickard there. Pickard just passed it right to the wrong team. But his team came to bail him out. Here comes Evander Kane.
Gets out across for Keane. He tries for Keane, but he can't get it by Kulikov.
How's the audio, guys? Let me know. Make sure. I just want to make sure the audio is good. Here comes Sasha Barkov. A backhand rebound. Oh my goodness, Verhaeghe just missed the net there. Here comes Aaron Ekblad back to Verhaeghe. Verhaeghe behind the net. Over to Sam Reinhart. This line is starting to find their offensive stride in this game, man. They were a little quiet earlier on in the playoffs. Here comes Forsling, and what a back check by Aaron Ekblad. Evander Kane was in all alone, and Aaron Ekblad, they call him for a trip? They call him for a trip? Am I blind? How is that a trip? That's such a good back check. And screw the replay of that. Let me see this. Thanks, John L. Audio sounds fine for me. I appreciate it. How is that a... He hit the puck! How is that a trip? He got the puck. That's a BS penalty. I don't care that his feet took out his feet after Ekblad already took the puck away. That's such a stupid penalty call. That's not the spirit of what a tripping penalty should be. The Oilers just got gifted another power play. I mean, the Panthers were dominant in the first penalty kill opportunity. We'll see if they're able to do that, but I don't like that. If I'm a Panther fan, I'm pissed. And the reason I'm saying that extra loud is because Oiler fans have been so vocal about, oh my God, the referees are out to get us. Oh my God, the Panthers are getting so many calls. That's a BS call. That's such a good back check. How is that a penalty? In any case, the Oilers are set up in the offensive zone now, and now here comes the Nuge. Over to McDavid. McDavid to Bouchard. His shot. I don't know how Draisaitl missed the net from there. That's his spot, but he did miss the net. And now it's cleared by the Panthers. That's just a ridiculous call to me. Almost halfway through the PK for the Panthers. I would feel a little dirty if I was an Oiler fan and they scored from that, man. No world where that's a penalty. Oh my God, for a second I thought they were going to call another trip. I thought that was going to be a 5-on-3. Nuge over to Draisaitl. Bouchard. Oh, Bouchard wanted to one-time that. Oh my God, rebound! Perry almost off a save. We got to get another ban in the chat. Here comes Bouchard. Connor McDavid. Switching positions with Bouchard. Back to McDavid on the point now. McDavid dancing around Sam Reinhart. Draisaitl. Bouchard one-timer. And that's saved by Bobrovsky. Good clear again by the Panthers. And they all but kill that penalty kill. I still think that's a ridiculous call, by the way. Unbelievable. I don't like... we mentioned this in the pregame, though. I hate when the referees make important games like this all about them. Just let these teams play. That's such a good back check by Barkov. Ekblad. There's no way that's a penalty.
I thought Perry might have been able to bury this one. It hopped at the last second. He absorbs the hit from Kulikov as he goes down. So a much better power play than power play number one. And now if you're Edmonton, you got to try.
And an extra added bonus that Corey Perry was saved there. I mean, he probably should have scored that. But I am a certified Corey Perry hater. We got to get yet another ban. I'm so sorry.
Well, Chris, the Oilers, this is Oil Country.
Well, I can probably get a ban here.
Presented by Rogers continues for the Stanley Cup Final. The main jackpot just over $6.1 million now, and the playoff bonus jackpot just under $10.5 million and climbing fast. Get your tickets now anywhere in Alberta at Edmonton Oilers.
Bro, why do these Oiler fans have pictures of Marchand like crying and stuff? Do you understand who Brad Marchand is as a person? And that even if he sees your stupid sign, that'll only fire him up even more. Bots are crazy today. Absolutely, Dunno. I appreciate you and everybody else sticking around. But yeah, I feel like we have to do something about the bots. Do you guys think that these bots are, hold that thought, Kachuk with a nice little toe drag into the zone. Do you guys think the bots from Discord kind of retired and turned into YouTube bots now? Is that what's going to happen? Here comes Darnell Nurse, wheeling and dealing through the neutral zone. Zone entry and a dump in. Trent Frederick to chase. But Seth Jones kind of cuts him off there. Gets it over to Sam Bennett. An angled pass is taken away by Kulak. But Bennett finds Gadjevich. Oh my goodness, almost a tic-tac-toe passing play there. You're good, the hockey son. Focus on the game. It's more important.
Across for Schmidt, plays the bank off the inboard, but didn't get the bounce he was looking for. Nosek from the corner. Janmark trying to get a stick on that. It's back behind the net to Gadgewicz to the line for Kulikov.
Extended zone time by the Panthers. And that's cut off by a bad pass. Oh, this might be icing. Oh, it's beat out by Arvidsson. Remember that play? A lot of Oiler fans were confused why Arvidsson was in the lineup. Remember that play because the Oiler forwards were tired as all heck after that extended zone time. Sorry, the audio kind of cut out. I'll get it back. Don't worry. Let me find it. There it is. And just get the audio back. There we go. Oh, the referees are convening here. What do we have? We may have missed it.
Of the blue line, it is.
Wes McCauley, Francis Sharon, Scott Cherry, Trent Knorr.
Now, this is always the problem that I don't like in terms of you can't challenge to make this a penalty, but you can challenge to take it away. So why not just say it's a penalty? It's definitely a penalty.
Oh, Sam Bennett from his own zone yeeted the puck out Mitch Marner against Canadian style. And the Oilers are going to the power play.
Infinity is here with the next generation of streaming.
I think. I don't know why the Oilers fans were frustrated. Maybe it wasn't called.
Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on, come on.
All right, let's go get back to our game quickly in this intermission. In this ad break. All right, would you rather live a lonely but saintly life? That sounds so boring to me. You got to live life on the edge, right? You gotta bring some of the bomber energy to Karachi. You know what I mean? Would you rather live a lonely but saintly life? I mean, everybody in this chat is lonely, so that part wouldn't change. It's just about whether you'd be a good person or a bad person. So would you rather live a lonely but saintly life or have lots of friends but be a slightly bad person? What does slightly bad person even mean? I have no clue what that means. All right, let's get back to the game, but I'm going to choose live a lonely but saintly life.
Ontario, come and stand on the shield of Canada. Stand in our
John L says Oilers power play has to get going. Absolutely. I mean,
deep waters.
It's been a combination of the power play looking terrible, but also the Florida PK has been so aggressive and so dominant.
Stand proud. Explore every kilometer and
slightly bad means running a chatbot operation. You know what? That's a little bit more than slightly bad in my opinion, man. Yep, it's a penalty. Puck over the glass by Sam Reinhart. He's chilling in the box, and now here come the Oilers power play.
The right call made after a long deliberation.
Yeah, it's easy to say it watching a replay. It's more difficult as it's happening live, but on the heels of
where are these bots coming from?
Fans in this building understanding the importance of this one right now.
Right through the break, they're roaring, but
the Oilers got bailed out there.
And he won't complain about that one.
It was an unfair drop, but he won the drop he won the faceoff so well that it went out of the zone. They got bailed out there.
Being aggressive, but being aggressive together. If you can get them out of sync and get one guy maybe hesitant, that's how you can open up a lane when they're being so aggressive on the kill.
McDavid in against Lundell.
Oh, McDavid against Lundell in the face-off circle.
Drops it in, Oilers control. Draisaitl didn't get all of that bouncing puck. Along the boards, Lundell and Nugent Hopkins. Jolted by Ekblad. Oilers on the
Good play by Nugent Hopkins. Oh my God, Draisaitl between the legs. Why is everyone going between the legs today? Bouchard, a good keep in. Oh my God, Corey Perry broke his stick, but he was able to get a new stick while the puck was still in play. That's huge. McDavid. Bouchard dancing on the blue line, back to McDavid. McDavid still has a puck. Draisaitl, Bouchard, tip. It's behind the net. And now here comes Draisaitl. McDavid, Nugent Hopkins, McDavid, Nugent Hopkins. Oh, that's a great block by Gustav Forsling, the defensive dynamo. The puck is held in by a good keeping with McDavid and Bouchard. McDavid, and that's saved by Bobrovsky. It's a much better power play than either one of the other two. McDavid. A one-touch pass by Corey Perry is blocked. A little bit of a miscommunication there, but now Bouchard on the point. Over to Connor McDavid. Oh my goodness, what a stick by Anton Lundell. Draisaitl is ready to rifle that one into the top corner, but here comes McDavid. Another tremendous block without a stick. Are you kidding me? Oh my goodness, McDavid. His shot is deflected out of play with a penalty killer for the Panthers without a stick. That's a huge, huge break for the Panthers.
Coming through, it gets deflected by Corey Perry, just misses on that right side as Bobrovsky was sliding. McDavid trying to be a little bit more aggressive with the shot. Great.
You know what?
Front by Corey Perry, and then how about good solid stick coming back by Lundell. Gets help from Lusterinen, even though he didn't have a stick. It's about as good as you can do in being in those lanes when you don't have a twig to try to take it away.
So 27 seconds remaining.
You might be onto something, the Hockey Sun. It is suspicious that Second City's suddenly gone during all of this. Like, I was putting my blame on you because it kind of started showing up when you showed up in chat. But the fact that Second City's suspiciously quiet through all of this, and he's also never banned a single one, and you've banned most of them, that really tells me a lot. The Panthers get a good clear there.
Of course, that would have been something. I don't think that puck hit the ice on that drop either, but Oilers almost put it in the back of the net.
Harris fires it in. King looks for the retrieval. In is Henrique as well. Puck came loose for Barkov. Up ahead, Seth Jones will stride to the red line, and as Reinhardt...
And the Panthers are able to kill the penalty off. The Oilers got 2 shots on goal. It was definitely a better power play than the first 2, but again, 0 for 3 on the power play. You're not going to beat these Florida Panthers if you're the Oilers, if you're not scoring on your power play, man. They had their opportunities. They just haven't been able to take advantage.
Started to grind again, get their forecheck going. They took away any momentum that Edmonton was able to take off that penalty.
But Chuck left that down at the blue line, and it's sent back in by Bennett. 10 minutes into the second period, game 5. And the visiting Florida Panthers with a 2-0 lead on goals by Marchand and Bennett. And here's Bennett at the Edmonton line, sending it in for Rodriguez. Watched by Wallman and taking over as Arvidsson. Sidesteps Bennett, up ahead past Frederick.
Shots are 9-9, and we're halfway through the entire game. Halfway through regulation. It's wild. Very defensive game, and again, that benefits the Panthers. That's the kind of style they want to play. They want to grind in the corners. They want to be behind their own net. They want to be in every dangerous and dirty area of the ice.
Nice draw, wait for Jones.
Here comes Troy Setcher now. With a full head of steam. He gets a shot from the neutral zone in on Bobrovsky, who shrugs it away. Here comes Forsland behind his net.
Right side with McDavid here.
Ekholm, a great pinch. Great read by Ekholm.
McDavid bumped by Ekblad. And Nosek starts out. A.J. Greer spins out, but got it to Gadjevich, and Forsland plays it deep.
And you got Draisaitl and McDavid.
Yep, that's very low for shots.
With Brown, who
Here comes Connor Brown now.
back to Draisaitl. And a shot by
Ekholm. His shot is saved, so it's 11-9 now, but I don't know. I mean, the Oilers probably have to make a line change.
It's been an epic final in the footsteps of some...
I mean, the Oilers have put up 11 shots on goal through more than half of the game, and they've had 3 power plays along the way. That's ridiculous. I feel like maybe you got to overload that top line and hope your depth shows up the way it has the rest of the playoffs. Remember, in the first couple of rounds, it's been a lot of McDavid and Draisaitl on one line. And unlike last year, the depth of the Oilers was able to keep up with that. So we'll see if they're able to do that again. But
they got to knock on it lightly. Shouldn't sound like nobody's home.
Yeah.
Yeah, totally.
Anything interesting happening here?
I also do that.
Yeah, penalty. I mean, if you're an Oiler fan, you can't be complaining about the referees after this. Seth Jones with an interference on Janmark. I think that was an interesting call. I think that was actually away from the puck.
That just gives us something.
Then Podkolzin, that's a very obvious and a very bad penalty for Podkolzin to take. And then Ekblad tripping, this is objectively not a penalty, it's a bad call. And Sam Reinhart with the stupid play, eating the puck out. He kind of got unlucky, the puck did bounce on him a little bit, but yeah. Power plays are 3-1 in favor of the Oilers. And if you were just told that, you would not expect the Oilers to be down 2-0 and for them to only muster 11 shots more than halfway through the game. What if they pull in? What if they put in Skinner just to pull him for the third? That is called big brain moves right there.
I'm sorry.
Jurassic World in theaters.
BetMGM has responsible gambling tools.
I like how every time it switches from ads to the actual broadcast, it glitches slightly. I'm the kind of guy who gets irrationally entertained by that. We have Alfonso Davies in the house. He's an Oiler fan? I knew he's Canadian. I never knew he's from Edmonton.
Past the midway mark of this second period. Oilers the first road team to come back from 3 goals down in over 100 years in a Stanley Cup Final. Draisaitl sitting down to the ice as Barkov takes over. Now trying to come back from multi-goal deficits in back-to-back games for the first time since the Kings did it in 2014 against the Rangers.
Yeah, Chris Knobloch going back-to-back with the McDavid-Draisaitl combo.
Yeah, there we go. McDavid, Draisaitl together.
Back home in his own zone, helped out by McDavid. Keen ahead, Bouchard into the zone. Here's Draisaitl trying to get it back to Keen. And now Reinhart at center ice.
I think they double shifted McDavid and Draisaitl together after the power play expired. It's almost like I'm a genius. I'm just kidding. But yeah, the Oilers definitely are not happy with the way they're playing right now. They want to get some more shots on, some more chances. Podkolzin now playing with Ryan Nugent-Hopkins, centering him.
Anton Lundell, they added an assist on the first goal by Marchand to Lundell.
Connor Brown's been demoted from the first line to the second, so it's Podkolzin, Nuge, and Connor Brown on the second line.
Here's Jones. Up ahead, Marchand through center. Marchand from distance off Pickard.
Oh my God, look at Marchand work. Look at him work. Oh my goodness. He single-handedly, effortlessly took on 3 Edmonton Oilers players as if they weren't even there.
Bennett jolted by Nurse. Around to go Gravel. Make sure that gets out. Now Nugent-Hopkins.
Here comes Sam Bennett. Uh-oh. Kachuk, a tight angle. I don't know why he shot that. Sam Bennett now holding on to the puck. A bad pass.
Comes out. Dmitry Kulikov redlining in.
We need a change here for this deep pair. Stetcher and Nurse over a minute and a half, and twice haven't been able to get the change because the puck's been turned over like that in the neutral zone.
Yeah, off Nurse right to Kachuk and back in, so they'll try it again. Fired around, and with Florida changing, gets by the bench and out, but still no change for that defensive pair. Back around for Stetcher again. Sealed along the boards there. Almost no second rides. Hounding Stetcher.
Stetcher and Nurse are out there for a very long time. They can't get off the ice. They're not even moving their feet anymore. They're exhausted, and that is a huge cover of the puck by Calvin Pickard. Is Marchand the leader for Conn Smythe for Florida? You know what? Let's actually take a look at that. All right. I feel like that's one of the guys you could argue is in the running there. I mean, he has 3 of the first goals in the finals. Let me look at Florida Panthers stats and playoffs.
The whole downstairs.
All right, let me just pull it up here. Florida
whole
Panthers,
fridge.
2024.
And the whole secret nap room.
2025 NHL
Because is it
postseason
really
skating
vacation
stats.
home if you have to share the house with the host?
Yeah, Sam Bennett would be my guess because he is leading the entire NHL in goals. How about? Oh yeah, oh yeah. Marchand's. I mean, look at these stats, man. It's ridiculous. They have 2 different guys who are point per game now. Kachuk, this is a very quiet point per game for Kachuk. He had a very slow start to the season, to this postseason, I should say. But he's kind of turned things up lately, and now he's point per game. Verhaeghe, also very quiet point per game. Barkov, it's crazy. They were just talking about how Barkov needs to step things up offensively. He's basically point per game, as is Marchand and Reinhardt. Look at this depth. Look at this depth. But yeah, in this group, Sam Bennett would probably be the one to win it. It's a good suggestion, though. Yeah.
The Home Depot. How doers get more done.
I wonder what contract, whether Bennett's going to get a better contract if he wants to Conn Smythe.
Trade proposal.
It doesn't sound like they're really going to talk until this is over anyways, which makes sense. I mean, there's no need to have a contract negotiation when you're in the middle of a Stanley Cup Final run, but I mean, Sam Reinhart took a huge discount to stay with the Panthers. It's going to be a tough blow on the crowd that doesn't think that taxes matter that much if Bennett follows up this playoff run by taking that much of a playoff a hometown discount with the Panthers.
I think of Calvin Pickard and the influence he had there on Game 4. He knows now, though, Chris, he's got to shut the door. You've got to allow your team.
Yeah, I mean, this is obvious. You can't let in another goal if you're the Oilers, and if you're Calvin Pickard. Oh my goodness! Yet another troll. Yet another ball.
Carter Verhaeghe's got the puck in the Oilers zone. Out there with Barkov. That pass for Barkov, broken up by Woolman. Verhaeghe will play it around to the near side. Jones. Barkov from behind the net. There's Verhaeghe. Now Sam Reinhart takes over. Reinhart, who had a strong Game 4. Loose for Skinner. And
Jeff Skinner. Floaty backhand. Floaty forehand, actually. It wasn't even. It's a bad pass by Jeff Skinner.
Rogers Xfinity. Get Canada's most.
We might need a ban in the chat, boys. I appreciate all the mods as usual.
Immediately as this icing came, Brad Marchand, Chris, jumped on the ice and pointed to the left dot. I think Kevin's talked about this a lot with the Edmonton Oilers not having a right-handed face-off man. This is a tougher play here for Henrique to try to win on his weak side.
Do you hear that? Brad Marchand is just such a good smart player, man. I think he's going to be a tremendous head coach in the future. He's also damn talented.
Out comes Skinner. Frederick on the right side, and he'll dig after that puck. Deep in the Florida zone. Forsling lost his stick, but Lusterina.
It's those small details that matter with a team like the Panthers.
Marchand tell us the first player in Stanley Cup history with 5 goals.
And it's the reason why I expect a lot of the key players in Florida, if they were to get huge contracts somewhere else, guys like Sam Bennett, they wouldn't be as good because Paul Maurice is a master of these details. For those of you who don't know what I'm talking about, what I'm referring to, the Oilers don't have a right-handed face-off taker. So every time they have the option, the Panthers are pointing to the left side of the ice for a face-off. Because it's harder for a left-handed center to win those. You missed the net there, bro. Corey Perry's so bad.
You know, that's the familiarity part, and especially when you have.
Bro, he looks like a ginger root, man. He makes me irrationally angry. Look at him missing the net there. Not even close, too. That was like a Dion Phaneuf level miss. What a scrub. Wasting the combination of Draisaitl and McDavid, too. Absolute goof.
You know, that's the benefit of being now in Game 5 and understanding exactly who your opponent is.
I appreciate the Hockey Sun, by the way. Thanks for banning all these people, man. I'm scrolling up and you've been getting rid of all these people, and I really do appreciate it. I'll try to make sure your fedora is a little extra special. All right, I think that's fair. Look at Verhaeghe chasing Bouchard.
Here's Nicola sending it around. Bouchard cuts that in front of
Verhaeghe's in Bouchard's back pocket, and Bouchard with a nice little escape pass. Here's Matisse Ekholm. Arvidsson almost tripped over his own feet. We talked about that in the pregame.
out of the reach of Draisaitl. Arvidsson trying to get it back.
A good play by Arvidsson there. Ekholm.
No shot. Now fires it high.
Rising shot.
Comes up with a rebound.
It was a good shift by Arvidsson here.
And now an Ekholm shot that will stick to Bobrovsky.
Well, it took a while to get to the zone, and what happens there too is all five guys offensively are getting kind of at the end of long shifts and tired as well. You know, you talked about the matchup, and on this line against the top two players of the Oilers, you have the top two Selke, the Selke winner and the runner-up.
Yeah, we talked about this pregame. I mean, the first line of the Panthers is the ultimate luxury to have as a first line. In my opinion, the best first line in the NHL from a defensive point of view, and I don't think that's even an argument. You have the Selke winner and the Selke runner-up on one line. Put them up against the other team's top line, and you wonder why the Panthers are able to shut teams down so well.
The one guy who's really started to improve is Reinhart. He looks a lot more like himself after not scoring in 5 games. He's got 2 and 5 in the last 2.
3-point game 2 nights ago, a goal and 2 assists, including that game-tying marker. Here's Evander Kane.
Evander Kane with a ton of speed, but that's taken away by Nate Schmidt.
They didn't start together, but have been together here in the second period. Bouncing puck at the line, backhanded in by Lundell.
This is how you try to get back.
Again, very low event hockey. This benefits the Panthers. They're working with a 2-0 lead. The rule when you're facing the Panthers, of course, there's no easy way to beat them, but the rule is you don't concede the first goal. I know in Game 4 the Oilers were able to do the impossible, but this team scores the first goal and then shuts you down. Look at this. The Oilers have 11 shots on goal, and there's under 2 minutes left in the second period. This is exactly where the Panthers want to have you.
And out. An outlet for Frederick. Here's Fred Frederick turning back. A fake pass, and Janmark trying to catch up to that.
Bobrovsky almost got himself into trouble there.
Janmark pulls him. Now Perry out.
Sam Bennett, that might be going down for icing.
Icing Florida.
But that's mission accomplished. You didn't get any pressure, but you were able to pressure that fourth line. One of the players has been, or 2 of the players have been able to change anyways for Florida. But you at least force an icing.
You know one thing I noticed about Florida? This is something I don't remember if it was in 32 Thoughts or another podcast, but every time they ice the puck, they immediately go for a line change, and they make sure the referees know who was on the ice and off. They try to break every rule, and that's part of being a well-coached team, especially in a situation like this. We need another ban in the chat. But that's part of being a very well-coached team, is really holding the referees accountable in that way. Not in yelling necessarily whenever they make a bad call, but in forcing them to make every single call possible. Every single one.
I was looking at the top 2, but the bottom 2 as well. And if you can play off that, Ekholm just didn't read it quite quick enough, couldn't get to that loose puck.
Another example, they say that Connor McDavid sees the ice like he's sitting up
where we
top.
are.
That was a great example.
I played with a couple of guys that could do that. You think, oh man, don't they see I'm open? Next thing you know, the puck's on your stick.
David off the draw.
All right, 1 minute left in the second period. It's crunch time for the Oilers. A long, a huge slap shot hits Perry out front.
Both Florida goals in the first period. Oilers looking to cut this Panther lead in half. Ekholm lost it to Barkov, and it bounces into
Evan Bouchard behind his own net. Taken by McDavid. I don't know if he's going to step off the ice for these last 2 minutes, man. The Oilers need a goal here. Oh my God, is that a trip? That's not a trip. They don't call that. I thought Bouchard just got called for a trip there, but they don't call it. Sam Bennett misses the net. Oh, it is a delayed penalty.
Draisaitl's going to get the gate with 20 seconds
High stick on Kulikov by Draisaitl. Another ball buster of a penalty, man. You can't argue this if you're an Oilers fans. I mean, the stick doesn't lie. If you hit somebody in the face, you're going to get called for it.
That's the 14th high sticking call that they've had.
Oh, that, yeah. My goodness, that wasn't. That was a clear. What is Draisaitl complaining about, man? You just, my goodness.
There's no question that clearly went through. Here's a whole plethora. Errant sticks that have really been costly in this final. It started in game 1.
Yeah, the Oilers have been taking a lot of high sticks, man.
You know, it's a game that moves so quickly out there, but that's a penalty you just can't take.
Congrats on being a dad. I appreciate it, brother.
Specifically mentioned now.
Who's my son? The Detroit Red Wings?
Particularly those, and we are through
long shot. As the buzzer goes to end the second period, and the Panthers are going to start the third period on the power play with almost a full power play to work with. It's another bad penalty. Back-to-back bad penalties entering into an intermission for the Oilers. One was Vasily Podkolzin with a really stupid play, and then now Leon Draisaitl just undisciplined with a stick. All right, but intermission means another game. All right, let's get back to this. Oh my goodness, would you rather only be able to play Fortnite? This is like horrible English. It should say for the rest of your life, not for the rest of you live. I don't know what the heck that means. Or only be able to play Minecraft for the rest of you. Again, where's the R? Do these guys not know English? It's absolutely crazy. Fortnite or Minecraft? I feel like Minecraft. I don't play either one of these two games, to be fair. The Hockey Sun says, when they make the Oilers Stanley Cup DVD, they're going to highlight how Skinner stood up in the intermission of Game 5 and cussed out his team, especially McFraudens. The banter names are absolutely crazy. Do you guys hear? I don't know if you guys listen to 32 Thoughts as religiously as I do, but essentially in Game 4, Corey Perry was the guy who stood up after the first intermission and basically gave a McDavid-esque speech. I already know it's going to be in that DVD, and that's one of the biggest reasons I do not want the Oilers to win it. My irrational hate for Corey Perry way surpasses my love for McDavid and my belief that he deserves a Stanley Cup by this point in his career. I don't want to have to see that. I don't want to have to see everybody idolizing Corey Perry for, oh my God, the 40-year-old showing such leadership. Screw that, man. Minecraft easy. Maybe they mean the rest of your life. Yeah. Maybe they mean the rest of my live stream. You know what? I'll play either one of these games for the rest of the live stream. That's okay. Would you rather see who actually loves you or who actually hates you? This is the exact same thing. This is literally the exact same thing. I would be leaning towards this just because maybe somebody who doesn't know you that well actually loves you, whereas it's less likely that somebody who knows nothing about you hates you. But both of these mean the same thing. Alex, I feel like you're just a hater, so you naturally are drawn to hating energy. I'm a lover. I'm a lover, not a fighter, you know? I'm just a happy-go-lucky guy, just a YouTube content creator, just a medical student. Loves you. See, me and the Hockey Center are on the same team. We're on the same wavelength. We're just lovers. We have great positive energy. We have zen, right? We have an excellent mentality. We probably wake up and meditate in the morning. We're like that dude that just beat 4 times in a race. See who actually loves you. And you know what? The majority of people agree. I'm happy that Alex is in the minority of haters in this world. Exactly, the Hockey Sun. Thanks for pointing out how bad his logic is. If you choose that you want to know who hates you, you won't realize that Connor Bedard obviously loves you. This is so messed up, man. All right, let's move on. Would you rather have a set-out path in life, arranged marriage for the win, or have complete unknowns? I feel like everybody's life is already a complete unknown. You can think all you want about having control in life. You could try to find control in whatever facet of life that you want to get control in. You can work hard towards studying. You could prepare for whatever you want to prepare for. The reality is we're all running life on a varying level of unknown. But at the depth of it, we're already operating in a complete unknown. So having a set out path in life makes life predictable. Now, on one hand, that's less exciting. A lot of what makes life worth living is the spontaneity and the adjustment of it all. But this is just living life status quo. Everybody right now is already living in a complete unknown. So from that perspective, let's switch things up a little bit, right? You're going path of least resistance here, and that's a set out path. So I guess me and the Hockey Sun are on the same wavelength. And oh my God, Alex agrees. John L says, anybody see the AHL playoffs last night? That disallowed goal. Oh my goodness, I have opinions. I talked about this in the Discord. Be sure to join the Discord if you haven't already. It's ridiculous to me that the referees dropped the puck while Archer Shilovs had his back to the play. He was adjusting his mask. That's number one. But number two, not only was he not set, he had his back to the face-off. He wasn't even facing the face-off. How can the referees drop the puck then? It's just absurd. The fact that they did disallow the goal, it's a little unfair because of how big the celebration was, but they shouldn't have ever dropped the puck to begin with. But in any case, in this choice, we're going to choose the set-out path in life. I feel like we have some consensus here. We're all in the minority. That's insane. Second City Sports, we're on to you, all right? The Hockey Sun, can you believe the audacity of this man? Second City just showed up. I'm back, boys. I'll take a set path, please. We're already on to you, man. We know you are the leader of all the gambling bots. You've already been exposed. The audacity of this man. You know what? I'm gonna make a poll. Like, we don't know exactly. I feel disrespected. Look at him. He shows up and they immediately show up. This is ridiculous. Everybody vote in the poll right now, all right? We're on to you, Second City. We are on to you. 100%. Oh my God, people are voting no. You guys are such softies, man. Would you rather spend your entire summer at the beach? I live in LA. Spending the entire summer at the beach sounds miserable to me. I feel like people who live in Chicago probably think this is awesome. The summer in LA gets really hot, all right? And spending at the beach with no shade and in direct sunlight sounds miserable. Would you rather spend your entire summer at the beach or spend your entire summer in the mountains? Oh, give me this all day. 57% of you are just wrong, all right? You guys don't understand the vibe of spending summer in the mountains, man. That sounds so vibey. Just make sure that the game's not bad. Yeah, we're good. Riding the pine hat. Oh my God, riding the pine hat. Oh my goodness. I wonder, like, I feel like there are a couple accounts that just go out of their way to reply and hate everything I do, which fair enough. I mean, I feel like if I wasn't myself, I'd probably hate what I do as well. But I wonder if Riding the Pine hates me enough to actually tune into Livestreamer 2. You know what I mean? Like, just for material on how stupid I am, I wonder if he actually tunes into some of my content. Because that would be, like, in a weird way, that would be really, really flattering that even my biggest hater shows up in chat sometimes. Anonymously, of course. Because I feel like a lot of streams, there's so many lurkers. I wonder if some of them are Riding the Pine or some of the people from the rink or people like that. That would be so cool. Logan Kane, I mean, I feel like he just has weird opinions. Opinions that are just like, all fire Davidson. I don't feel like he comes after me too much. Doc Emmerich, kind of the same thing. They both, I think they have their own group chat because recently they've been tweeting out things like, well, I was just talking to Doc Emmerich about this and blah, blah, blah. And they have the same opinions, obviously. Would you rather have, oh my God, what the major depressive disorder? Would you rather have nothing in your life or have nobody in your life? That's the exact same thing. What type of emo-ass question is this? Alex says have nothing. I can live alone, man. I'm a strong, independent man that don't need no woman's. I already qualify for both. Bro, see a therapist, man. That's crazy. Would you rather have the ability to transform into anything or anyone? So a shapeshifter or a transformer. That's sick. Or have the opinion to... Oh my God, I don't know what I just said. Or have the ability to gain any skill instantly. Obviously this, because one of the skills that you can gain instantly could be to transform into anything or anyone. This literally includes this. All right, let's see what the poll says. You guys voted no. You guys are softies. All right, I'll end the poll. You survived for one. I guess people actually do believe that riding the pine hacked you, buddy. Any skill. This is a no-brainer. I'm glad everyone agrees. We have the smartest chat in all of the hockey community, and I'm glad I'm demonstrating this with these quiz questions. Would you rather kill someone but have no one know? Or don't kill anyone but have everyone think you did? I have no morals. Are you kidding me? This is easy. 75% of you are just as immoral as I am. That's ridiculous. We're all disgusting, but obviously, I mean, nobody knows. Would you rather teleport, but every time you do, you slowly lose your eyesight? Well, I already have glasses. I'm already doing this, so I might as well teleport on top of that. Or have super speed, but have to eat. I'm already a big back. 25K calories is easy, man. Just send me to Texas, give me a big plate of barbecue, and I have super speed. I'll make it to the NHL. I can be a big back and also an athlete. That's a no-brainer. They call me Calories. That's basically my middle name. I am a big back. That's what I do. My lifestyle is already that. It's a no-brainer. Would you rather get a large tattoo of a person you dislike on your back so nobody can see it, but you know it's there and it's constantly eating at you? Or, what the frick? This is so stupid. Thank God most people voted for this one, because what most master's degrees are in something you don't really like, man. Sometimes you just have to put your ego aside and get an education. If you don't like your master's degree that much, be like me and just do YouTube on the side in something that you do like. It's what a jobless choice to have, man. Master in gender. The Hockey Sun wants me canceled. Masters in gender studies. Yeah, you got to take the classes. Just sit in the class. Doodle. Do what everybody else does in master's classes, man. Have you ever been to a master's class? Nobody pays attention anyways. Just do what everyone else does. Would you rather scream loudly while you're asleep or be blind and deaf for the first 30 minutes after waking up? I feel like I'm already not functioning for the first 30 minutes after waking up, but actually I've heard a crazy story about this. Somebody in my med school class in the same rotation as I have has a condition. I'm not going to go too far into it, but basically she is really violent in her sleep. So she'll be flailing around and smacking everything, and she's married. So her husband gets smacked quite a bit. And one time recently, she told me that she smacked her husband so hard on her face that she woke up, not because of the noise, not because he woke her up, but she woke up because her hand started hurting. So she woke up being like, ow, you hurt my hand. And the way she hurt her hand was because she smacked her husband's face that hard. Can you imagine that? But anyways, I feel like this is already what I do. And I feel like this is kind of badass, man. Make sure everyone else keeps their distance. Stay alone forever, but be a badass while you do it. I feel like I'm choosing this one. The Hockey Sun says, I couldn't write the papers you need for a gender studies master's. That's what AI is for, dude. Don't listen to Ride the Pine. If you're in a master's degree that you are absolutely miserable in and you need to do it because Would You Rather told you that you have to do it, the stupid game told you have to do it, then just use AI. Take the easy way out, man. Take shortcuts. You'll be fine. Just get your education, however it comes. Would you rather always be clueless, so exactly how Alex is right now, or always be paranoid, exactly how I am right now? So would you rather be Alex or would you rather be the ringside general? You guys vote. Actually, you know what? Poll time. Would you rather be Alex or TRG. It's as simple as that. Everyone vote in the poll. Because Alex is always clueless, man. This guy shows up in chat completely clueless. And I'm just paranoid. I'm just paranoid. I mean, if I was voting, I'd vote for myself. Alex has you guys are insane. The Alex has 100%. Woohoo! 57% of you vote for Alex. That's crazy. And 100% of chat voted for Alex. You know what? I'm just ending the poll. Alex, all you have to know is that people love you that much, man. That's all you have to know. That's all you have to know. I'm not salty. I understand. I mean, we're all great people in chat. We're all adults. We all are understanding. But all you guys have to know is I'll remember that. Would you rather never need to sleep or never need to eat? I enjoy eating. All right? I enjoy eating. We do have the rule maker in the chat. The Hockey Sun, I need a rule from you. Does this mean I never get to sleep and I never get to eat as well? So like if I choose never need to eat, does that mean that I won't be able to eat if I wanted to? Is that the case? Or I could eat if I wanted to, but I never need to? Which one of that? Actually, you know what? My answer would be the same either way. I don't want to need to sleep. Yeah. I appreciate it. The Hockey Sun made the rule that you could choose to do both. I don't want to have to sleep. I feel like sleep slows me down. And I'm the kind of person who likes working late at night, and my productivity takes a huge hit because of how tired I am. If I don't need to sleep, I won't be tired. It's a win-win. Would you rather live happily in a kingdom in the sky? It's like the Phantom Toll Booth. I don't know if that's too old of a reference. Or live happily in a kingdom in the ocean. Would you rather be Aquaman? Or I don't know what this is. I feel like in the sky, right? Yeah. I might need another rule here. How accessible is the kingdom in the sky? Am I able to like jump down to Earth if I live in a kingdom in the sky and survive? Or do I have to climb like a little loser down a bunch of steps to get from my kingdom to the sky to everybody else on Earth? Because if that's the case, I don't want to be a loser. I'd rather live in a kingdom in the ocean, put on some scuba gear, and just make my way back up. You know what I mean? I feel like living in a kingdom in the sky and looking down on everybody else is cool, but it depends on how hard it is for me to get from my kingdom in the sky down to everybody else. Either kingdom is secluded from the other civilization. All right, the Hockey Sun, I feel like you convinced me. I feel like I have to go with the kingdom in the ocean just because I can wear scuba gear and just make my way back up. The Hockey Sun says, but big enough that you don't need to go anywhere else. Yeah, but I'd want to, you know? There's some people, like Alex, now that I'm salty, that I wouldn't let into the kingdom. But I'd still want to go, maybe go visit some people. Maybe some relatives who are a little annoying, who aren't close enough in the circle to be included in my kingdom, but still deserve a visit once in a while. I feel like I'll go with the kingdom in the ocean just for that. Alex is catching strays, and I absolutely love it. I mean, all you need to know, Alex, is the rest of the chat loves you. So if I'm throwing some shade, you'll be able to survive. All right. Oh, okay. This is ridiculous. This is diabolical. Would you rather be me in prison? Oh my God. This is ridiculous, man. What is happening? You know what? Let's get back to the game.
They want to run down their dream of winning a Stanley Cup at First Stats After 40. Brought to you by Rogers, Canada's home of hockey. And the one stat that is ultra important, especially this deep in the playoffs, is goals for and against.
Hawkinson says, I'm always aroused. Same here, brother, especially when you text and chat.
Talked about it, David Elliott talked about it, and Craig and Chris, you may also talk about the fact that Edmonton is.
Let me know when you finish your gender studies class. I might have some clarification to do about myself.
Matthias Ekholm has 3, the only player with more than 1 too much on the perimeter. Huh?
Well, pitcher tells 1,000 words, doesn't it? And that's that you're not getting into the high danger.
Especially when you
you're
show
not
up.
getting into the
My
inner
goodness.
slot. And the one thing you have to do if you're the Oilers, guys,
Is it your
you're talking
birthday,
about
the
what
hockey
was
son?
talked about in the room. You've got a minute 40 that is
Because you're
your
carrying
biggest
around a
kill
lot
the
of cake.
season.
My
And then
goodness.
you've got
Okay,
to
sorry,
bring
I'm
some
done.
energy. You've
All right, the
got
game
to
is
find
back.
some life, and you've got to be able to attack to get things done.
The Panthers have a power play for 1 minute and 30 seconds left, and they have established possession, but now here comes Bouchard with a good clear there.
Job one is to get through the penalty kill. There's Seth Jones laying it back.
No, but I'm in my birthday suit. That's brilliant. Ah, good response. So you're extra caked up, huh? Do you mind if I eat that cake? Okay, I'm done. I'm done. Somebody's gonna take these quotes out of context, and I'm gonna be in a lot of trouble. I've said enough.
In the Stanley Cup Final, but without one this season so far in the playoffs.
I found it interesting there. McDavid was out there, and when Kulak started up the ice, he was thinking, do I join or not? And then clearly made the change. Get the change, get the rest, and then when Draisaitl comes out, he's fresh to join him offensively.
Good play by Bouchard to prevent Verhaeghe from going full speed into the offensive zone, and that led directly to a clear. The Oilers are really good so far on the PK in this opening penalty. Can I eat Betsy's cake? Yo, I'm not one to give consent for somebody else, Alex. You're gonna have to ask him, brother. Sam Bennett, Rodriguez. Oh my goodness, Draisaitl, what a pass. McDavid, oh my goodness, McDavid shoot the puck. Why is he deferring to Victor Arvidsson of all people, man? Just drive the net and shoot the puck. Same. Oh my God, what are the Oilers doing? Horrible pass again. Betsy, same birthday month as you, the hockey son. That's crazy.
Pickard out of the goal to play that back. Off Listerinen, and Listerinen picked the pocket of Henry.
I don't actually know Betsy's birthday. I feel like that's something I should know, but I just don't pay attention to teenagers that much. That'll be a little weird. I say that as I'm about to release the top 32 for the NHL draft, hopefully. Oh, trip? No.
Tipped in by Brown across. Another Ekholm chance, perhaps. Ekholm in behind the net.
Oh yeah, you're right. I remember there's a video where Betsy said that his birthday is the calendar emoji. I forgot about that.
After it against Bouchard. Evan Bouchard with help from Brown. Back to Bouchard. Last 3 minutes of the third. Kicked by
Yeah, you're right. I remember that video.
Laid back inside the Oiler line. Oilers held without a goal through regulation time in that clinching game against the Golden Knights. Before winning 1-0 in overtime.
No icing there because Janmark was engaged. He wasn't
That's
able
crazy,
to get to
man.
that puck. Maybe a little break here.
2006 and 2007 birthdays are going to be in the NHL. That's insane.
With electrolytes, natural flavors,
That's the most like
natural
old head
sweeteners,
thing I've
and
ever
no
said.
colors from artificial
But
sources.
to me, it's just
Body
crazy.
Armor, the official sports hydration partner of the
I'm
NHL.
25. I'm not that old. I mean, I guess 25 is old. Is 25 old? Let me know. But 2005, 2006, 2007, and these guys are going to be superstars from day one too.
6-4 in the draw, make it 7-4 on the clean face-off win, but off Bennett and out. And the Oilers
25 for now. There you go. Look at how supportive Chad is now. I bet Alex is going to come in with the most diabolically unsupportive message, but I appreciate you guys. 25 is not old. That's what I thought too.
An outlet for Bennett. He had
My beer belly says different, but I appreciate it.
away from Woolman. Back to the line. Draisaitl there can't clear it. Kept in by Bennett. Rodriguez, and now Marchand. Mikko along the boards, popped out in front. And now the Oilers advance. Up to Draisaitl with Perry.
Corey Perry is just always offside.
Offside, Gene.
Well, Chris, the Oilers,
I think we're all 25, that's why. I think Alex is younger than 25. Let's wait for Alex to show up and tell us that we're all old.
The main one, almost $7 million. Bonus jackpot pushing towards $11 million. And it is climbing fast. Get your tickets now.
Ooh, I need some Celsius. Cocaina! There's some cocaina in the room!
Oh, if you think of
cocaina!
Right now, it's imperative the Oilers win those 50-50 puck battles. I mean, that's how you start to...
Exactly. Perry's such a great skater. It's almost a mismatch having two skaters like Connor McDavid and Corey Perry on the same team.
Knocking it away from Bouchard out and following up Greer. Both coaches talked about that.
Alex is 18.
50-50 battle can instantly
Little kid.
create a scoring chance. Look the way it's center. Arvidsson trying to come up with it. Kulikov broke that up and it goes out of play. As
You guys are unks. There it is.
Arvidsson
I called it.
got a shot at Russell and now will hit off.
I hope you guys don't mind. I'm trying to preserve my voice. I do have school/work for the next seven straight, six straight days, and also have to record some stuff in this upcoming week. It's been too long since I put out a video, so I'm trying my best to preserve my voice. So if I'm talking a little bit quietly and without that much energy, that's the reason why. But you guys all understand. We have a small and tight group here in chat. I think we have 7 viewers right now, which is perfect for this type of day.
New leagues, new athletes.
Yeah, exactly, bro. Don't even remember 2010, 2013, 2015. Betsy's all he remembers. So he wants to eat Betsy's cake. We all grew up wanting to eat Patrick Kane's cake, all right?
So back-to-back icings, and there's no hesitation. You know, these are the
Kaner ended up eating that taxi driver's cake, but that's a different story.
Deep into the corner, I think, to buy himself a little extra time too. Sometimes you're worried about the defensive team.
Alex started watching hockey in 2012. That's a great year to start watching hockey, man. You got to experience 2013 in that team. You got to experience heartbreak in 2014. You guys remember that year? And then 2015. Marchand scores! Are you out of your freaking mind, Marchand? Who is this guy? He's 36. It should be illegal to be doing this. He's unbelievable. How is he this good? Again, you can hear a pin drop. And Rogers, look at him go. A one-man army. Again, what a move on Wallman. And then hits Perry after he scores. What a move. The audacity. What a play. What a goal. You guys can't see me. I am giving him a standing ovation. That is ridiculous. Unbelievable goal by Brad Marchand. Somebody pay the man. Is he still in his prime? This guy's unbelievable. Wallman is still searching for his job. How is he doing that? He's 36. Oh my God. Unbelievable. He's been the best player on either team in this game. And he has 2 goals to show for it. And both goals were ridiculous. I think either I just spit on myself or my roof is leaking, but my goodness, I don't care. What a play by Brad Marchand.
And that's how quickly, 10 seconds later, you're digging it out of your own net. And bounces in on McGrath.
we got a lighthearted argument in the chat. I love it.
So admitting you're a bandwagoner, okay.
Now it's officially go time. Oilers are down 3-0. Yeah, but there's 13 minutes left, man. You guys think the Oilers can do it?
At 5-12, the 10th 2-goal playoff game of Marchand's career. Connor Brown, Walden, trying to get it back.
Oh my God. Bobrovsky got hit by his own player there, but no Oilers No Oiler was able to get the rebound. Marchand again. Somebody get him off the ice, man. This guy's ridiculous. He almost danced through 3 people again. Now here comes McDavid. McDavid, a backhander. Draisaitl tried to crash the net to get the rebound, but he's unable to corral it cleanly. Here's Bouchard pinching in. Katy Perry. Just kidding. Corey Perry. Oh my God, that's so true. I forgot about that. You guys remember 2012 when Patrick Kane was playing center? That's why it cracks me up when people who clearly don't understand positions and player profiles and strengths and weaknesses. Like, I don't know who it was. Oh my God, here comes McDavid. Oh my goodness. Yeah, you guys are ahead of me, but my goodness, what a move. You guys can't, I mean, we can't ever count these guys out, man. Connor McDavid is that good. What a freaking play. He puts it, took us into Reinhardt and then undresses him. And Bobrovsky. Bang, bang. Oh my God, the stick handling. You guys think the Oilers... All right, updated score predictions. I want to see updated score predictions. You guys have to stand by your predictions now. I'm going to say this game ends 5-2 Florida. You guys give your predictions. Let's stand by our predictions right now. Can Connor McDavid be your uncle? You know what, Alex? Why don't you choose one Connor and try to get his attention first, all right? Stop cheating on Betsy. Here comes McDavid again. The hockey sense says 4-3 Oilers. Alex is 3-2 Panthers. So you think only one more goal is going to be scored. Interesting. I'm saying 5-2 Panthers. I think one empty net goal. I feel like it's going to be a higher... we're not done seeing the goals in this game, I think. Look at Davies. He's acting out McDavid. For those of you who don't know Alphonso Davies, he is the best North American soccer player right now. He's a left winger. Sorry, he's the left back. And he's known for his speed as well. So the fact that he's acting out McDavid is pretty funny. He's the captain of the Canadian men's national team in soccer, and he is one of the standout players in Bayern Munich, one of the top team in Germany. John Nelson's 4-1 Panthers. I mean, it can be 4-1 Panthers. Oh, actually, I can. My bad. 4-1 Panthers. Panthers get an empty netter. So one more goal, and that's an empty netter. Interesting. I feel like this game is going to have some more drama, though. I feel like we'll have a couple more goals.
You got places to go and stories to tell.
Jonathan David is better right now? Yeah, I mean, yeah, sure. If we're arguing about which Canadian player is better, sure.
Sleeping like a baby. Thank goodness for baby mode.
And with more than 9 out of 10 Tucsons sold in the last decade still on the road, WA keeps you going.
Ontario, come and stand on the shield of Canada. Stand in our clear blue waters of the South.
Jonathan David's interesting to me, though. He's like one of the pure number 9s. I don't think he's ever going to be like... I don't know.
Those who inspire us.
I still have memories of that 8-2 game against Barca. And I think Davies was the best player on the pitch that day. So I don't think he's ever going to have a signature game in his career quite like that one. He's a great player, though. I mean, he's a great number 9.
The Oilers down by 2 in the third period, get an offensive zone face-off, and instead it's Brad Marchand.
I think this is the reason why he's never really gone to a big team so far. So I don't know. We'll see.
Connor McDavid had 6 assists.
All right, this is going to be a great last 10 minutes of this game, man. You know what, let me just quickly refresh my feed to make sure it's not too far behind, and then you'll be able to hear it after that. Here we go. There we go. 11:57, 56, 55, just so you know the timing that I'm working with. Here's Alexander Barkov. Reinhardt scores. It's over. Look how, listen, I'm going to shut up. Listen to how quiet Rogers' place is.
You talk about a response, and this Florida team has done it all.
John L says, okay, it wasn't an empty netter, but I can still be right about the score. Yep, if they don't score again, yeah, sure. I said 5-2 right now. That's seeming pretty good. One extra goal for each team. Honest question, Skinner, game 6. Yeah, honest answer is yes.
You needed a big save there, not able to get it, but it's the...
There's no right answer, though. I mean, you're gonna be. It's gonna be a do or die for you, and you got to trust the goaltender who kind of got you there, right? There's no real good answer.
Now has scored in 3 straight after going without in 5 consecutive games. And it's once again a 3-goal lead for the Panthers.
Oh, what a pass. Arvidsson.
Knocked off the stick of Arvidsson by Forsling. Played back in by Lundell.
Almost like they shouldn't have put their backup in for this game. I don't know. I would have gone to Pickard too, so I can't be hating too much, but I guess you have the benefit of hindsight in that opinion. Evan Rodriguez now shoots. Bad rebound there by Pickard, but swept out by the Oilers. Here's Victor Arvidsson trying to wreak havoc.
And out to center. Evan Bouchard drops it back in. Yanmark trying to come up with it. Keane has it. And trying to swing that toward the net and off a Panther and out.
Boy, a stunned Edmonton bench there. You know,
I love seeing Corey Perry angry. That's a one huge silver lining. Him and Stan Bowman, they don't deserve a Stanley Cup. Are you kidding me? The fact that the Oilers are able to get Corey Perry for free just because he of what he did off the ice just doesn't sit right with me, man.
And look like you're right back into the game. That Reinhart goal there may end up being the backbreak.
Alley-oop to the Oiler line, brought down by Bouchard, rolls it back in. There's Jones, gives it up to Connor Brown. Tied up by Barkov.
The Oilers need a response right now, man. Here's Sam Reinhart, the last goal scorer over the card over Hagee. Oh. Evan Bouchard with a good defensive play there. And he settles things down behind his own net. With 10 minutes remaining in this game, look at those shots, man. 18-16. This is Florida's game. They score first and they shut you down. Low event games are exactly what they want to do. McDavid completely shut down by Lucerainen. Here's Stetcher. McDavid again shut down by, this time, Aaron Ekblad. They're not giving McDavid an inch of space, man. He has absolutely no space to work with. They're not letting him get his forward momentum that he works so well with. Ooh. Ooh. That's a take, buddy. I mean, I have no information, so I feel like I shouldn't comment on it, but, you know, yeah, I'll just leave it. Okay, here's what I will say. I feel like there are a lot of struggles that an athlete goes through, especially a hockey athlete. And hockey has a stigma of like shutting up and just focusing on the sport. We talked about this a little in the Discord in the context. Oh, we need another band. Thank you. In the context of teams not talking about politics too much, but hockey definitely has a man's man game stigma, which is stupid. And I feel like there are a lot of struggles that athletes go through that it's downplayed. That gets downplayed, I should say.
Intercepts out at center, and Forsling pounds it right back into Edmonton territory off the stick of Nugent Hopkins.
And in the context of Perry specifically, I'm sure there will be some player-written article about his life after his career's over, because he's had a lot of ups and downs, man. I mean, as a Blackhawks fan, doesn't mean I have to root for him to win, you know? But everybody has their own struggles. Here's Bouchard. Nugent Hopkins trying to thread the needle over to Evander Kane. Forsling now over to Lucianen. Brad Marchand always around the puck. Look at him hogging the puck again. Lundell sends it back in. You know what's crazy about Florida? A lot of teams would try to enter into a trap while protecting a 3-goal lead. Florida doesn't. They stay in their 1-2-2. And they remain aggressive. They're always in the face of the Oilers. Every pass is contested. Oh, was that a penalty? They don't call it, but the Oiler fans wanted a penalty there.
Breaks his man along the boards, Reinhardt, but now Edmonton looks ahead. Draisaitl over the line. It's Kulak whipping it wide. It came out in front, and it hops on Draisaitl, and Reinhardt's able to get it out.
Do we have 2 new subscribers? I appreciate it. If you guys are still in the chat, I know I've gone quiet and we have like our normal community in the chat, but whoever the 2 new subscribers are, I'm sorry I wasn't able to acknowledge you when it happened, but thank you guys so much for subscribing. I hope we're able to provide you with great content in the near future to justify that. But thanks for taking the time out to subscribe. It means a lot.
Game 6 on Tuesday night. Lead feed 2-5 for Yanmark.
We are, let's do the math here. We're 409 subscribers away from Fedora's. So spread the word. Let's get some subscribers. I know these mods are working only for Fedora, so. The Hockey Sim says, I low-key think the Oilers are winning Game 6. Yeah, I mean, I would have predicted a Game 7 if I actually put my predictions out earlier. This series has Game 7 written all over it. But man, the Florida Panthers have looked more impressive in their wins than the Oilers have in theirs. And like you're entering the last 2 games of the Stanley Cup Final, and you still don't know who your goaltender is. I understand how good McDavid and Draisaitl are, and how good the depth has been, frankly, but that's just scary if you're the Oilers, man. Look at these idiots changing their jerseys. Screw that, man. That's so This is a Stanley Cup Final, bro. Choose your allegiance. I know it's a joke, and haha. Look, I'm changing my jerseys now. I'm rooting for the Panthers. What a ball sackless thing to do, man. What a stupid thing to do. John Nelson says, I also think the Oilers got Game 6. Yeah, I would love for the Oilers to win Game 6 just so we get a Game 7. But
even easier to create your own unique bet. You could choose any market.
What if they dig up Koskinen? I love that comment so much. Just try to find anybody. What about Jack Campbell? Oh my God. They dig up Koskinen's crazy. Like he's just rotting in some coffin to be digged up. Oh my God.
2 long years I sat in silence.
What the heck?
Waiting for the day when you would realize.
This ad is terrifying. Megan? Oh my God, it's a horror movie. All right, let's take the opportunity to get some more gaming in. I'll talk over. Would you rather be me and the Hockey Sun or never feel arousal at all? You know what? Cockfidence, you know what I mean? Cockfidence. Me and the Hockey Sun are on the same wavelength with this. Would you rather have complete control over your emotional state? Oh, actually, no. We have to go back to the game. My bad. My bad, boys. Look at Marchand, dude. Both of his goals were like goal of the season level goals. Ridiculous. Mike Smith. Oh my God. Remember when the Blackhawks beat the Oilers? In whatever it's called, the qualifying round, the playing round, whatever it was called, because of Mike Smith.
13 on his career, and man, Game 5 has had his fingerprints all over it. Most goals.
I do agree that the Panthers, John L says, I do agree that the Panthers look more impressive, but they also blew a 3-0 lead. You know what? It's rare that I would say something like this, but I don't even feel like they blew a 3-0 lead as much as the Oilers took the game and played like a superhuman team. And that's why I agree with you that I think they're going to win Game 6. Oh! That went, oh my goodness, that went off the end boards behind Bobrovsky, through his legs from behind him and out the other side. My goodness, almost a crazy bounce. But what I was saying is, because of how impressive the Oilers looked in Game 4, I feel like they will take Game 6. But the Panthers, like, it's hard to find a weakness. Corey Perry, was that off the post too? That's the second time I thought that went in. The Oilers have an empty net with 4.5 minutes left, down 3. McDavid, horrible pass. Luostarinen, will he go for an empty net? Marchand hat trick? Missed the net. Oh, actually, no. I think he did that intentionally. He just wanted to dump the puck in. I mean, a team player, man. If I was Marchand there, I'm going for the empty net. Get me my hat trick, man. Stanley Cup Final hat trick. Here's Draisaitl now. Bouchard. Brett Kulak. Vander Kane can't get it on net. Draisaitl corrals a bouncing puck. Bouchard, what a block by Barkov. Effortless drive-by block. And then it's played offside by Connor Brown. Unbelievable.
One more look, a close call there off the post. And another chance with Keane parked in front.
All right, let me catch up with the chat here.
Or substance.
Hawkinson says a McDavid and Dry team losing because of shaky goaltending. Here's the thing, though. You know what's so annoying about teams like fans who always point to teams playing in the final saying, well, this team is built like this, so the Blackhawks have to do this. Do you understand how bad of an idea that is? For every Florida Panthers, there are 5 to 10 teams that just don't have the star power that they have with the same identity. I mean, think of the Carolina Hurricanes. Their entire identity is the exact same. The players they try to acquire are the exact same. You have Logan Stankoven and Seth Jarvis being very Florida Panthers-esque players. The reason they're not the Florida Panthers is because Tkachuk is better than, Alexander Barkov is better than Sebastian Aho. They're both the exact same type of player, but Barkov is the best in the NHL at being that type of player. You can't forego talent just for profiles because you will end up being the Carolina Hurricanes. And then look at the Oilers on the other side. This is a team that's been to the Stanley Cup Final for 2 straight seasons. And we talked about the depth and how the depth is better this year than it was last year. But you're not reaching this by replacing McDavid or Draisaitl with literally anybody else in the NHL. They are such unique profiles of superstar. Nobody else is going to carry this team to the final 2 times in a row. You can't build your team like the Oilers are built. And it's incredibly risky to build it like the Panthers are built. The NHL's too much of a copycat league, in my opinion, man. You just have to build a good team with an identity. It doesn't have to be the identity of the team that's been winning recently, because that always changes. Hawkinson says, I have seen nothing in this game that discourages me from giving Marchand a $1 by $18 million contract. I mean, if you're the Blackhawks, you might as well. Dry is the best dry type player until Frandel. Brother. Frandel is closer to Capo Caco than he is to Leon Draisaitl. And I don't even think that's disrespectful.
All the way back there to Game 7. We've got to be of the mindset, if this one ends the way it does, just focus, be prepared on doing it once again. And the difference, they go into Florida maybe having to stay alive, but it's also the opportunity to drag it back here for Game 7 on home ice, which is a big difference from last year.
Oh, here comes McDavid. Draisaitl's been a little shaky on the puck today. But the Oilers keep it alive. Anyways, Draisaitl now. Wow. Corey Perry. Oh my God. Of course it has to be that piece of 4-2. All right. So I'm one empty net goal by the Panthers away from having the exact right prediction.
Well, great playoff for the 37-year-old Brad Marchand. How about the 40-year-old Corey Perry as he just continues to find a way? Gives the Oilers a little bit of life here and something they weren't doing often enough. Look at the Draisaitl just throws it at the net. What happens? A rebound comes and no hesitation by Perry.
That beat him clean, yeah. That wasn't tipped. That just beat him clean.
His goaltender. And Chris, we saw
It's okay, John L. Everybody else has to be wrong for me to be right, so it's okay.
The rebound comes out and now buckle your seatbelt.
The Hockeyson says, 3 minutes, 2 goals. We have seen it once already. That is true. Even in the last game, Reinhardt had what seemed like a ball-breaking goal. Man, these two teams are ridiculous.
No, it was a high stick. It was knocked in. And again, you just defend when you can, knocking that puck down. Pickard will go back in. But here's that urgency factor that Chris Knoblauch was.
Only 2 minutes and 48 seconds left, man. I know you said this happened once already in this playoffs, but.
I think they're kind of slithering back into their seats here right now with.
John L., you were onto something. Instead of discussing whether Pickard or Skinner should start Game 6, what did they start with an empty net? They clearly are a better team when they do that, so might as well. Draisaitl with a backhander. McDavid to Bouchard now. Wallman behind the net. Corey Perry. Oh my goodness, how did that miss the net? Corey Perry tried to pass it. Man, I talk so much junk about Corey Perry, but he is a magician in the crease. Good play by Bobrovsky.
McDavid. And Listerine in there to flip that away. It's going to be an icing call. It looks like it is.
Icing with 1 minute and 39 seconds left. A 2-goal deficit. Do you guys think the Oilers can do it? If I'm the Oilers, I'm probably taking my time out here. Oh, Perry. That's one aspect. This is the reason why I really want Porter Martone. I have not seen a net front wizard like Martone in my days of watching prospects. I've never seen one. It's a skill set that I've literally never seen. Every couple of drafts, there is an Anton Friendel. Every couple of drafts, there is even a James Hakens. Martone's skill set from around the net is so unique. Radical new idea for a 7th player on the ice to try to tie it. Blindfold and earplug the coach. Oh my God, you're a little bit ahead of your time, buddy. Yep, they called the timeout right on cue. See what they're able to cook up here.
Just talking defensively what everybody has to do. And at this point, especially with a 2-goal lead, Chris, you're not afraid to make a few hacks and cross-checks if you're defending here. Almost daring the officials.
I love the way the commentators talk because they talk way too honestly. Basically, they're like, it's almost not a bad idea to take a bunch of penalties and dare the referees to call a penalty because the referees. Come on, man. You're commentating the sport of hockey, bro. We all want a cleaner game. All right, who's going to score the next goal? Who's going to score the next goal? Let me see predictions. I say Brad Marchand, hat trick.
Speaking of deja vu. They're going to
drop.
face.
You know, again, it didn't. I don't think it hit the ice again. It's so hard with the anticipation of Draisaitl and Lundell that it's not able to get through. Their stick.
Lundell's been taking a lot of these important faceoffs. Bouchard shoots. It's saved by Bobrovsky. Ekholm keeps the puck in. Uh-oh.
Comes around. And it's taken by Nugent Hopkins. Draisaitl from distance. And Bobrovsky threw his body across to knock that down. And into
There it is. My prediction comes true. 5-2. It's as if I'm Nostradamus himself. 5-2. Look at that scoreboard, boys.
Well, how about Bobrovsky fighting
That's the
through
game.
traffic
Yep,
in
that's
front?
also my prediction, buddy. Don't forget that. I said 5-2. I did say Marchand would score his hat-trick goal, and it was Listerinen, but
Focusing out, and then the battle in the corner. Listerinen just throws it up. 2-goal cushion, not afraid of the icing, gets it right into the net.
congrats. I appreciate it, John. No, I appreciate it, brother.
fifth of the playoffs for Listerinen. 1st and 9 to put this one to bed for the Florida
This one's
Panthers.
over, but we'll see if my score prediction does get screwed up by another goal. This game's over, though. It's going to be really interesting to watch Game 6 after this one, man. Here's Trent Frederick. Matthias Janmark over to Troy Stetcher. Vasily Podkolzin. Kulak shot. That's easily saved by Bobrovsky, who saw it the entire way. The Hockey Sense says the league should invalidate that goal since Kachuk said they traded Lucy.
And now 61 goals
Oh
on the
my
playoff
God.
year on the road. The Los Angeles Kings, Kelly Rudy's 93, Kings had 49. That's the next best in NHL history. They've continued to be comfortable on the road, not worried about the
Yeah, the Panthers are a
matchups.
better team on the road, which is kind of crazy.
It's been a pretty solid performance.
I mean,
for
it's
Game
kind of easy
5
to see that because their home fans suck that bad.
The 10 road win goaltenders in Stanley Cup playoff history. Brodeur, Kiprasov, Quick, Holtby, Binnington, Vasilevsky, and Anton Hudobin, who did it in the bubble here. But now joined by Bobrovsky.
Your son is talking in Discord. Hey!
And for the 12th time in these playoffs, Florida has scored 5 goals.
Mr. Magna's back.
Rodriguez will steer it in.
30 seconds left in this one. This one's over. Here come the Oilers one last time.
And is this the final game at Rogers Place of the year? Rodriguez dumps it out.
Here's Brett Kulak with 13 seconds left. Here we go. Of course, there's going to be some shenanigans.
Maybe see if they keep the clock running. They do stop it with 5 seconds to go as tempers get short.
Yeah, they should just send all these guys out on game misconducts. Here's Sandberg. Dude, the crazy thing is, like, obviously the Oilers are trying to antagonize the Panthers because they know they lost. But what are you going to do against Sam Bennett, you know?
And we'll meet once again on Tuesday.
And on that Karachi bombshell, it's time to end the stream. The Florida Panthers win 5-2 in Game 5. Last thoughts, I mean, I think that the Oilers are probably the favorite to win Game 6 because both of these teams are that good. I wonder who they start in net. I assume they may go back to Stuart Skinner. I actually don't think there's a right answer. I'm not shocked that they went with Pickard in this game because he was 7-0, but now he's 7-1. So maybe they go back to Stuart Skinner. Maybe they stick with who was previously the hot hand. Realistically, I don't think he was at fault for any of the goals. Marchand really just took this game over. It was a Marchand game, and those things will happen. So maybe they do go back to Pickard. From the Panthers' perspective, their two signature wins in this series were a 6-1 win and a 5-2 win. They are a beautifully built team. And another game where they kind of shut down McDavid outside of that one goal. I mean, when you have the defensive depth that they do, especially on the forward side of things, it's hard to really root against them. It's hard to predict anything other than a Panthers win. I do hope it goes to Game 7. I do hope the Oilers are able to win Game 6 as a result of that, if only to see Mr. Magna in our Discord completely lose his mind and his soul. But it was great to have all of you on this great Saturday evening. Thank you guys so much for joining, and I'll see you guys next time. Stay tuned. Make sure you subscribe and have the bell notification turned on so you don't miss any content. And good night, everybody. Peace.
For less, legends for less. Meals now starting at $9.99 with